Let's give Sir Jeff Turner for the Cockney Rejects a great big Dundee welcome, all the way from East End up here. It's true what he says, the kids they come from everywhere, the East End's all around. Please give it up for Jeff Turner, come on!
Thank you, girl, took me out, Dundee! Thank you for turning out! I'm really honoured to be here. It's the third one on the roll, first two went well. Let's hope this one does. I've got to be honest, there's going to be a lot of big breast Cockney bollocks. For those of you who might not understand it, there's no fucking subtitles, yeah? We just go with it. Also, there's going to be a lot of swearing, a lot of bad language, but that's the way it goes. You tell the story, you fucking tell it straight. The truth, the old truth, and nothing but the truth. And also, there's going to be a lot of violence. I've got to be honest, I fucking hate violence. I really do. Not like in a Alex way, the Chief Droog in fucking Clockwork Orange, you know, where he's being sick and that. But I've got to tell the story. So here we go, folks. I'm Jeff Turner. I was born Jeff Geggers, 20th of April, 1964. Very famous date, 20th of April. I shared a birthday with some mustachioed fucking fascist from Germany. I think you know the one who I mean. It could have been worse. I could have shared a birthday with a cunt like Jimmy Percy, but you can't pick and choose. So we started up, 19 Custom House. It was a fucking working class place. We had the fucking docks. My old man was a docker, fought in World War II. He fought in the desert. He fought his way through France. He come back and he became a docker. There was 9 of us in a 3-bedroom house, 7 kids. My old man, old woman. And I feel kind of sorry, my old man and old woman, they was never swore, never fought in front of us. The rumour has it they had 7 bunk-ups and 7 kids. And we always say that about our parents. But I was born, coming into the family, I think I was 4th, 5th in the line. And then life was really, really, really good. I remember growing up, you couldn't have a lot of the things that the other kids had. And they say in these working class places, everyone was all together. I'm telling you, there were some fucking cheap snipes. They look down their fucking nose at you. And they'll turn around and go, he's got these fucking trainers on, he's got this and that. You couldn't have a lot of the stuff that other kids had. But then you also got neighbourly disputes. We had some rotten cunts living next to us. I first got my nose broke when I was 7 years old. Fucking 7. Having it with a kid next door, he got out of line, fuck, give him a slap. That was it. Next minute, his old man's got involved, calling my old man out over the fence and all that. Went out the front, it's all kicked off. My old man's having a fight with him. I think my old man started to get the better of him. And when they broke him up, I was standing on the culprit, 7 on the doorstep. Geezer ran up to me, went crack, hit me right on the fucking hooter. Fucking blood everywhere. So that was my introduction. Old Bill was called, and that was it. It all got passed over. But then, time went on, we got into the fucking 70s. Now, my first memories of the 70s, obviously, was going to West End. I was born a fucking mile away from the ground. My granddad played in goal at West End from 1912 to 1913. So 1912 was a good year. The Titanic sank and so did West End. And nothing fucking changes there. He played about 27 games. He was an horrible bastard by all accounts. And he actually outdid Cantona. We was 3-0 down, no change there in the game. And he got into the fucking, he was getting stick from behind the goal. And he went in there and he had it off with the fucking punters. All the fucking flat cat mob, that's why I remember. And he got banned, that's it. West Ham got rid of him. There's a bad rumour going around that eventually he signed for Millwall, but I do not want to, I'm not going to go on that. So then we cut the glorious fucking 70s. I mean, over West Ham as well. I first went West Ham v Chelsea, 1971. Imagine as kids, a fucking sea of snorkel parkers. It was fucking great. Geezers in flares, donkey jackets. Fuck the game, I didn't give a fuck. I was looking at these geezers, grown men, fucking shouting and screaming. If someone come to take a throw-in, opposition, someone had gobbled their back. Hey, you fucking cat, you fucking wanker, all that. I couldn't even see the game. When I got home, I said to me, oh man, I've got to go again. I said, I'm hooked on this. So that was the thing from there. Then also, you had music. I had fucking elder brothers and It was great then, they was bringing home fucking Black Sabbath albums, Led Zeppelin albums, the first Queen albums, and I fucking loved it, and I thought, you know these musicians, there's something else. You watch fucking Top of the Pops, and I thought musicians fell from the sky then. I thought they was great, there was something else. Only years later, I just fucking got to find out what wankers most of them actually are. But I'll never forget 1972, sitting at the Top of the Pops was a big fucking thing for us. You get to choose what sweets you want and all that. And I was watching it, fucking Bowie come on, Starman, as a rate replacement. And he's got Mick Ronson, they've got the fucking hair, doing Starman. My fucking old man, he fucking hated it. Nearly fucking spat his fucking corned beef ash out. He comes wearing makeup and all that. But I fucking loved it. And then you're born, you kind of fucking hooked from that. And then also you got into the thing, you had the great sport in the 70s, you know, you had sports night, you had things like that. And it was great, it was a great way of life. But then I had an unfortunate accident. We got a chopper bike and a chipper bike. My elder brother Mickey got a chopper. My old man saved up for about 100 years and he could afford a chopper at Christmas. And I got the chipper. He says, let's have a fucking race, Christmas Day. Alright, we'll have it. I've started off on my chipper. I look round, where are you, you cunt? Look, we ain't started. Come off my fucking bike. Bosh, done me 2 front teeth. One down there, one down there. Went to the fucking dentist, piss poor. What did he fucking do? He hooked me up with 2 fucking silver teeth in the front, going to school in East London. I went to school, I fucking looked like a cut-price pilot. I thought, fuck this. So, my old woman, God bless her, she had no fucking sense whatsoever. First day in senior school, the big school at 11, she sent me there, pair of Jesus creepers on, sandals, white socks, black today, they're gone, white socks, and I had these fucking shorts on, curly hair, and I remember I went up to the desk first day, and the woman teacher, she starts fucking laughing at me. What's the matter? She said, I'm sorry. She said, I don't know whether you're a boy or a girl. Well, fucking imagine if you said that nowadays in the fucking school, fucking hell. She'd be undrawn and quartered. So then, after that, I thought the thing that I want to get into, biggest thing to me, was the boxing. I thought this is what I want to fucking do, seeing him on sports night. So then, you had into fucking school fights. You couldn't do it now. A primary school was one of them. It was Rosetta versus Kerr in school. I signed up with all the flash fuckers in the school, thought they were boxers. Went into the ring, I thought some big tall fucking Asian lad. Like that, so I was a southpaw, I didn't have a fucking clue, I'm trying to fucking hit him. He's got me bang, bang, fucking beating the fuck out of me. In the end, I stuck the nut on him. If I'll get you, you fucker, I got disqualified. So, that day, next day, I started saying, hey, you see Geggers, useless cunt, you might be able to fucking roll around the floor in school, but you can't box. And I thought, right, I'm going to have a go at this and I will get better. I was determined to get better, which, as years go by, I did, and I started fighting to a good standard. I joined many a clubs, then I went to Barking Boxing Club, lost my first 2 fights and I started winning fights. Started doing it. 77, I fought my way up, I won a few titles, South East England, Essex schoolboys, and I ended up getting to the British schoolboy finals at Blackpool, where I lost the fight to a Welsh geezer called Paul England, ironically, and then I got picked after that, just after to fight for Box for England schoolboys. And I've still got the England vest, fuck me, it's about that big now, like when I was 12, 13 years old. I lost that fight, but that was good for me. And then after that, we had a massive fucking, well, not a massive gym, a very legendary boxing gym called the Royal Oak in Canning Town. I don't know whether anybody's ever heard of it. And all the top fighters come out of there. There was fucking loads of them. You know, Jim Watt, great Scottish fighter, come to fucking won the world title out there, Morris Oak. Anyway, we had a little flyweight, went on to become a world champion, Charlie Magri. I don't know if you've ever heard of Charlie Magri? Charlie. So me and Mickey used to go up to Royal Oak every day and watch the fighters, as mates with John H. Tracy, sign us an autograph, can I black your boots? There was only 3 flyweights in the country. Charlie Magri just turned professional, and there was 2 others. And he didn't have any sparring partners. So we was up there one day and Terry Lewis said, he definitely needs a sparring partner. Mickey turned around and he said, do you ever spar with him? Oh, cheers mate, thanks fucking very much. Be up here tomorrow, he said, at 5 o'clock. You can do 4 or 5 rounds with Charlie. Yeah, alright, then I'll have it. I went to school that next day, fucking put me arse's going, fuck this, I've got to spell with Charlie Magrin. Went up there the next day, got clubbed up, I'm 13, I weigh about 7.5 stone, he's 8 stone, he's a fucking been to the Olympics, this and that. So we start sparring, so I first look like, bang, bang, jabbing around, he's taking it easy, really fucking like that. Second round, I'm doing alright, footwork, holding myself. Third round comes in, I've got to throw a jab, I've got bang, like that, caught him on the bugle, he had a big fucking bugle as well, you couldn't fucking miss it. But once I caught him on the bugle, professional instinct fighter, he lost it. So I thought, fuck me, he's really good bollocks to this, he's coming at me. I'll never forget, I was like that on the ropes and he went to one side and just went bang, like that. Hit me in the fucking kidney here. I lurched over, oh, you can't fucking move. Well, he started giving it me on the fucking ropes and then Lawless turned in and he went, nah, stop it, like that. Well, I'll be honest with you, that turned me up at boxing a little bit like that because he gave me a fucking good hiding. I'll never forget Lawless said to me, he said, have you learned anything from that, son? I went, yeah, never get in the ring with this cunt again. Fucking But then a month or so after that, something else come along that totally changed my fucking life. My brother come home, he said, I bought this fucking single. He went, listen to this. Put it on, opening chords, God Save the Queen, the Sex Pistols. Fucking glorious, fucking noise. I fucking loved it. And listening to Johnny Rotten, or Lydon, how he likes to be called now, his vocals, I thought this is fucking great, it's raw, every backing track. Anybody who'd be in a fucking band now, that's what you want to do. So I progressed in, I wanted to be in a band, I got right into the fucking punk thing. You know, I loved the Stranglers, the Buzzcocks and all that. But I used to, and the violence started. I don't know listening to that. From being a quiet kid who went about things, I was hearing White Riot and Bodies and all that, and thinking, yeah, I want to be fucking Jack the Lad, I want to be this and that. We used to look at the singles, and it wasn't sometimes about the music. Me and my brother, you looked at Paul Simon and you looked at John Jack Burnell and you used to say, who do you think would win a straight up out of them two? John Jack Burnell or Paul Simon? Mad things, oh, well, John Jack Burnell, but nowadays I look at that Paul Simon and fuck me, you could have farted and blow that cunt over. So you was in on the punk thing. I started getting in a bit of trouble. I got nicked for demanding money with Menzies, a real bad charge on me. Got nicked over the football a few times, 78 and that. 79 I was still boxing, but I wasn't getting the results I should have done. I wanted to be in a band. So Mickey, we had a place called Hutchins. It was a musician's place, and they sold instruments. And it was great, because you'd go in there and had some fucking horrible cunt who always used to chase you out. Here mate, show me that drum kit, I fucking want to have a look at that. You know you weren't going to buy it. While he's looking at the drum kit, boss, you come in, you can drop what you fucking wanted. My brother had a Gibson SG, couldn't really play it, so we said we're going to form a band now, but we need a bass player and we need a drummer. Well, the bass player was a geezer who was shagging my sister, Chrissy Murrell. So I thought, fuck you, I don't know, you stop shagging my sister, come and play bass, even though he couldn't play it. And we looked far, we didn't advertise in the NME or all that bollocks. I knew a geezer at Stratford Station, Stratford Market, who sold fruit and veg, and he said he could play the drums, so that cunt was in. I was going to be the drummer originally, but I couldn't even do that. I was shit, shocking, terrible. Mick said, you got the front, he said, you just shout. I went, that's fucking good enough for me. So before you know it, we're trying to blag into people, we haven't fucking recorded fuck all, nothing. So I was in school one day that was rare for me to be in school, fucking about in some classroom. Mick had left school, he comes bowling in the classroom, he said, get up, we're fucking off. Alright, teacher said, where you going? I went, bollocks, I've got better things to do. He said, we're meeting Gary Bushell. He said, up at Sounds. I thought, a fucking big name, Gary, he's the in-man at the time. So I went up to the fucking White Lion pub where he was pissed out of his head. He said, I really like the name, the Cockney Rejects. He said, you got anything you can play me? I went, no, we're working on it. He said, I'll mention you to the other geezer, Jimmy Percy. He said, he's sang all these other bands. I went, good, cushion, we'll have it like that. Fucking few days later, Bushy rings up, he said, you're going to Polydor Studios. He said, they want you to do a demo. I went, that's fucking good. So we went up there, drummer was shit, I didn't tell him, because they had an engineer there called Peter Wilson, he ended up producing the jam, an hippie geezer. Mick said, that drummer can't make it, he's been involved in a car crash. I said, man, you can't say things like that. I said, he wouldn't been old enough to fucking drive anyway, we were just kids. So we played the drums, we knocked out 4 songs, Flares and Slippers, Police Car, I Wanna Be a Star, and one called The Fight Song. And it wasn't very, very good, but we had the fucking demo. So I thought I'd get a 262 bus. There was an independent record shop called Small Wonder, which was a bus ride away. And they had Crash at the time, The Cure. I thought I'd go and see this cunt. So anyhow, we bowled in there with a fucking cassette. There's a little hippie geezer standing there with a fucking beanie hat on. Oh fuck me, he don't look so clever, does he? He's in the wrong game. He looked like a fucking Pink Floyd roadie. Or someone who'd be working Broadway. But here mate, I said, here's a tape. Wanna listen to it? He went, I get fucking thousands of them. I went, I don't give a fuck. I said, we're the Cockney Rejects. He said, never heard of you. I said, well, you wouldn't have done. I said, play that fucking tape. Give it to him. Bodo, here's the phone number. Will it like my old woman's house? Give it a call if you're interested. Time I fucking bunked the fucking bus home, got back to my mother's about an hour. She said, there's some geezer been on the phone. You called Pete Stenick or someone? No, Pete Stenick. He wants to talk to you urgently. So I got back in contact with him. He said, I really like it. He said, we're going to make a single. I thought, fucking get in there. I'm on the rise. I had all these snidey cunts in school. Go, you see this fucking silly band? Silly band, cunts a dreamer who'll never get anywhere. All these cunts are at the time listening to fucking John Travolta and the Bee Gees and all that. And they thought I was clueless. Not one of them into punk, but fuck them anyway. So anyway, we got the phone call. We went up to a little 8-track studio in Islington. And they brought in the producer. Big fat geezer with a beard. I mean, I'll tell you what, there was nearly all fucking hippies in the late 70s, you wouldn't believe it, you look back now. And his name was Bob Sargent, he went on to produce the beat or something like that. So we set out making this single on an 8-track. Our drummer couldn't fucking play, so someone had to fucking get on and just record the bass drum separately. Me, who was to become my brother-in-law, Chrissy Murray, who's shagging my sister, he could hardly play the bass, so we fucked him off, Mick played the bass. All of a sudden we had the first single, Flares and Slippers. So we put it out, what was I? I was 14 when I recorded it, just coming up 15. So at that time, all of a sudden, we started to get a lot of fucking stuff written about us in sounds and all that. I thought, this is really cool. Now I see this fucking single, #1 in the alternative charts. It's selling this, it's selling that. I thought, this fucking hippie cunt, he's selling thousands of records. I was into my old man with fucking 30 bob pocket money every fucking week. And he's selling it all over. This is fucking bollocks. But we played our first gig in the Bridge House on a Monday night supporting a band called the Little Roosters. There's a fella, Gary Lamming, used to play guitar for Cock Sparrow. But they'd outed him. Now he was walking around like he was fucking Ronnie Wood trying to play his rhythm and blues. He was shit, so bad. But we played with him. Well, you could have swung a jumbo jet round in there and you would have been no cunt. There was no cunt there. But we lost our fucking cherry and we was on the way. Then all of a sudden, we said, get rid of the fucking rhythm section. Then Mick went out, he went up the fucking Army and Navy pub. He come back, he went, we've got a new bass player. I went, who's that? He went, Vince Reardon. I went, oh, that cunt. Not him. Like, because at that time, he was only about 19 or 20. But for our age group, he was feared. He really was. He had a really bad reputation. He'd been a roadie with Sham and all that, but he'd been to Bolstall and he was always involved in the West End thing and all that. But he turned up at a rehearsal with a brand new fucking bass that he had toured. He'd nicked it from somewhere, so I thought he'd do. So we got another drummer in and we started making loads of fucking good noise. It was great, but we couldn't get a gig. So Bushell started managing us. One point he said to me, look, will you come down to Nashville? I went, fuck, that's Tennessee, innit? You can't? He went, no, it's in London. I went, no. Fucking, I wasn't good at geography in school. He said, we're going to meet Mincy out the Angelic Upstarts. I went, no. He said, he might be able to get you a gig. I went, that'll do. Went into the fucking Nashville. Said, I'm trying to fucking talk to me. It was like, who? What? Bush was trying to make this interpreter. I couldn't understand the word the cunt was saying, and he couldn't understand the word I was saying. Then he didn't get to play the gig. There was a load of fucking skinheads in there, smashed it to bits. So he said, look, we're playing the Electric Ballroom next Wednesday. He said, you could be on the bill. He said, but we can't announce you. I went, all right, that's fair enough. By now, this time when Vince had joined, I was just 15. There's a load of geezers who come East End like fucking street fighters, boxers, Oxton Tom, people like that. People who've been following Sham 69 and found out they weren't the real deal. Then had a little mod go and they followed that bunch of shit secret affair, whatever it was. Now they latched on to us. It's the rejects on their entourage. So we went on a Wednesday night to this fucking electric ballroom. Got up there, we played an half-hour fucking gig. I thought, here we go, there's that big chance. Welcome to the real world. I'll never forget, there was some cunt at the front, he looked like fucking Ronald McDonald. Like, every time Vince went near him, he'd go, you fucking cunt, gobbing at him, you fucking cunt, gobbing at him. And I thought, oh, you don't want to be doing that. And I think it was about the third song, he kept doing it. I see Vince's Dr. Martin come back and he just went, gunted him right in the fucking mouth, and he just stood there. His teeth just shattered like that, and I thought, welcome to the fucking punk world. This is where we are. But we played half hour, and you walked out the back, and we fucked off to the bar upstairs. And there's some fat little fucking geezer looked like Danny DeVito, kept looking at us, look at that. Found out who he was. He was Sham 69's manager, and the Angelic Upstarts manager. And he fucking hated us, you could tell. He was one. He used to manage Lulu, and then somehow he got into punk rock. Because punk rock's a fucking earner for the geezer. Anyway, during the Upstart set, there was about 4 or 5 punks just dancing like pogoing down the front, not hurting a fucking soul. All of a sudden, these 8 or 10 skinheads, giving it all the seagull fucking shit, coming, they decimated these poor punks. Fucking bully fuckers, really give it to them. So we looked at each other, we were about 20-handed, we went, we don't have bullies, do we? Nobody does, they're the worst fucking people. So we said we need to sort them out. We went down in a pincer movement. It was like 10 down one side of the stairs, 10 down the other. I thought, I'm in with a big boy. You're in. That's it, there's no getting out. Well, we rounded them, we bashed the fuck out of these fucking Nazi skinheads. Proper. Give it to them, because you're standing up, you've got to send a fucking message. They've fucked off Sham 69, they've done it to the Upstarts. Sit your stall out now. You want it? We're the boys to fucking have it with you. And I mean that, and we did. So anyway, after that, Mency, I felt big sorry, we ran off the stage crying. All right, this manager said, I wouldn't have done that. And like this manager said, don't you fucking go near them, they're vermin, this, that and the other. Then we had one more gig with a fucking band, played in the Bridge House. That cunt, that rat scabies, like, got in contact with us and he said, when we played the Bridge House, he said, will you watch our backs? Well, you fucking cunt, I'm 15, watch your fucking back. You're giving it all the wild man, smashing up your drum kit on the old grey whistle test. Stand your fucking ground. Well, he coming in, that Biff, that Captain Sensible, and that was packed. We blew him off the stage. And the third song in, that silly cunt, it was just after Lord Mountbatten got murdered. He's gone, here's a song to Lord Mountbatten, it's called Stretcher Case. Well, that was the wrong thing to say. And he had his little Croydon crew as well. Well, he got out alive and left them to it, and they got fucking decimated. And I just thought, this is the way this fucking punk thing's going. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It come about October, November, got another call, you can come up to Polydor Studios, there's some studio time here, and recorded. Since me and my brother first formed the band, so we got up there, it was a Sunday night, we recorded 2 songs. One was I'm Not a Fool, and the other one was East End. And I thought, they sound fucking good, mate. Oh, next fucking minute it comes back, Percy's doing his salesman and Bushell. I've got all these fucking big record companies after us. Decca want to sign us. Polydor want to sign us. Warner Brothers want to sign us. Don't know what one of the fucking Warner Brothers it was, but he fucking wanted us. And then EMI, the big fish come in. You're going to sign to EMI Records, I'm still at school. So we went up, met the head on show, Chris Briggs. We'd only ever played 4 fucking gigs, EMI. I heard them freshening out the deal, 25 grand for the first album. Next album goes up to 30 grand. 4 album deal, accumulative price 140 grand. Fuck, how much would that have been worth then? I didn't have a fucking clue, but then, here's the twist, the manager who's coming to manage us is none other than fucking fat fucking Danny DeVito fucking lookalike Tony fucking Gordon. Oh, you boys, our manager, he wants to know now, because he knows he's going to rip us off. So anyway, my old man had to go up to sign in a VMI. My old man was a doctor, I was 15. And this cunt, this Tony Gordon, he said to me, what would your boy like? I mean, he'll have his own house in 3 years' time. He said, well, what car would you like to drive? Car? He said, the only fucking car I've got is fucking comes with a fucking remote control. What are you fucking talking about? I'm fucking 15. So in the end, he signed us, we went with him, massive fucking mistake. I remember I bounced into the bank like that, I had a 500 quid cheque. 500 quid. So I could have probably fucking put it on a flat or something like that, or mortgage them days. So I said I want it all in £1 notes. Fucking £1 notes, that's me. Put it in my Sid Vicious lookalike leather jacket. No. Went back to the school, I thought I'll show these cunts. He said, I'm not going to do this, I ain't going to do that. Bowled up there. Who wants what? All these fucking spots are in there. Just bounties, Kit Kats, you know what I mean? Fucking cup of tea. I'm paid with a lot of them. Pulled out my wood of green, and that was it. And I thought, I've got all this money now, what do I do with it? Atari Space Invaders was the first fucking thing. Still kept up the Martins. And then the rest I spent on fucking fireworks. I had to do it, I was a firework freak. And I took my younger brother Trev, we got an old dolls pram at the back of my mum's, walked into the shop, the geezer thought, who are these two fucking Herberts? I said, I want every fucking firework in here. I had 200 quid worth of Roman fucking candles, fucking jumping jacks, little demon bangers, and that was great. But I was then put on a wage, about 25 quid a week. But anyway, we cut forward, things are going really well now. We got to record our first album, the first Rejects album, and I loved it, the passion and the energy when he was writing them songs, we was really together. But they stuck us in Polydor Studios to record it. Well, that was the worst thing they could have done, because when we went up there, we was working of the night, recording the album. Mate, if you was a thief, it was a fucking Aladdin's cave up there, anything you wanted. Sony Walkmans had just come out, so you could get in there, undo the door, fucking nicking, and Finch was a great thief. Nicking Sony Walkmans, nicking this and that. The only misdemeanor I'd done, there was a gold disc with fucking I Can Tina Turner, and I scrubbed it out and put I Can Stinky Turner, and they pulled me for that. These things you do when you're a kid. So anyway, we got a call anyway off our manager, he's a fuck up. Polydor's were holding the tapes, they want £2,000 for the damage it caused. So right, fuck you, we had to pay the £2,000. He said we had to pay £2,000, but I don't believe the company stayed. So then they re-released it, they got it out, the album was made, and then the first single of the album was Bad Man. And I thought, yeah, this is going to be good. And they thought he was going to chart so it'd get us on top of the pops and all that, but it just failed to make it. So then we went out on tour, our fucking first tour, and I started in the Royal fucking Standard at Bradford. Like, it was a fucking mad place, first time through the Watford Gap. And there was a band supporting us called The Kids Next Door. Don't know if you've ever heard of them, but the lead singer was Robbie Percy, he was Jimmy Percy's son, and he was my age. But no disrespect, I come from the boxing game, I come from fucking West Ham, on the terraces, having it, East London, I knew the score. He was from Poshurst and been fucking wet behind the ears, he didn't have a clue. Now when you go on tour with a lot of older geezers, and so we're going to fucking come for you, we'll be in your room, you're going to get it. Bit like going to Bolstone. So yeah, cunt, I'm ready. When I got that Jimmy Percy, Robbie Percy, ruined him. They come to my room, it was back to I went, come on you cunt, stop pushing the Sundance, just run at them, you know what I mean? They fucking done this, fucking done you with a bottle of piss, but I passed my initiation ceremony, and that was it. So we played that tour, that was good, then we decided we was going to record the greatest Cockney rip-off. Now, be honest, like to me, it's 2.5 minutes of fucking jank, but we wrote that song because we knew it was going to chart. And their shit was, Jimmy Percy's going to produce it. I thought, he's going to fucking produce it. So, I can understand it. If you've helped a band, and you've been right up there, you've been mega, now you're on the slide. But that band now, they're the ones coming up. He wants to produce it. He was in a bad state, so he was in the studio, and he going, like that. He spoke like fucking, like up his head. So he went, I'm going to write the lyrics for it. I went, you don't fucking write no lyrics for nothing, mate. He was really hyper. So I went, look, I'll write my own lyrics, let's have a look what you got. He pulls his fucking paper out, goes, when I was at school, I was a fool, but now I'm Joe Cole. I went, fuck off. I said, let's smash him, fucking get your Jackie magazine and put it up your arse. No, you're not listening. If you don't like it, go away and bike it. I went, no mate, look, put him out of his room. You've never listened to me, I'm fucking off, I'm going. So Vince, ever the diplomat, he said, there's the door, you cunt, fuck off. I said, he'll be back in 10 minutes, you know, it's a 10 minutes. They're in the studio, now, recording it. And he comes back, but there's Go. Just fucking see you later. Thanks for all you've done. That's it. So, then all of a sudden I remember, I got the call. I think Chocolate Pops went out on a Thursday night, but they'd done the charts on a Tuesday. We was already riding high on the first album, because it had charted, it was in the top fucking 20, whatever, selling bucket loads of money, which I'll never see, but I don't give a fuck now anyway. So you got the call, and there was some biv at EMI, because you called Ashley Goodall. I remember ringing up my mum said some biv on the phone, it's for you. And, hey Stinky, you're going to be a rock star. I just thought, oh, fuck off you biv. You know, so, anyway, they called us up to fucking Made a Vow, BBC, you had to re-record the fucking song. Yeah, the night before. So then, I got back from that and I could put the word out at school and all that. I'm fucking on top of the Pops tonight. I'm listening to that, so it's a big fucking buzz going around. Greatest Cockney rip-off. Went to top of the Pops. Fucking bloody, what a fucking disappointment. They showed 1.5 minutes of it. I had fucking pisses that fucking lasted longer than that. And I thought, this is it. It weren't how I imagined Slade, Sweet, you know, Free, all them great bands on top of the Pops. But that was it. It charted. And then during that time, we had the miracle of Ellen Road when West Ham got to the fucking cup final. Now, we'd already, when they got to the semi-final, recorded a version of Bubbles. I remember they turned around first of all and they said, well, it's a toss-up between you and Iron Maiden. Well, fucking Iron Maiden? Fucking Iron Maiden? Some cunt with a fucking light ale bottle down his fucking strides, giving it all that, singing about wizards and demons. What's he know about being on the fucking terraces at West Ham? I mean, he come there because you always heard these celebrity West Ham fans. You heard David Essex, Steve Harris. I've had trials for West Ham. I had trials for West Ham. And when I've had fucking trials for West Ham, Snaresbrook Crown Court, Stratford fucking Magistrates, Chelmsford Crown Court. That's a real trial, you cunt. Now stick that up your arse. So we'd done it. We'd done it, and we knew obviously it was going to chart when West Ham won the cup. One of the best days out of my life, top of the Pops doing that. It was absolutely fucking brilliant. Bunked school, went on the Central Line, got there 10 o'clock in the morning, bars open all fucking day. So in we went there, started drinking in the fucking bar. There was a load of crap on with us, Johnny Logan and some of this, that and the other, but I knew it was a bad mood. Because when I went in there, they said, before you get up on stage with the cameras, you've got to have makeup on. Fucking mate, that was me. Like, I've got a bit of acne, but I ain't one of them. I ain't Johnny Logan and that. The protocol, sat me in a fucking chair. I'll never forget, walking through the thingy, come 7 birds or 6 birds, I think it was that Lexington, and they had some geezer rushing them through. Thought he was the Fonzie, the cunt, and he had a fucking big collar up there like that. So I was sitting down innocent, I went, fuck that, I said, is that Lexington? He went, no, he said, it's the fucking Stranglers, who do you think it is? I went, right, you cunt. I was out of that fucking chair, I was fucking on him like an harbour shark. I had to come on the floor, like, you fucking talking about fucking kill you cunt. I know I'm dragging up, you can't do that, all these ears ruffled, I'm going to call the police, fuck off you dick. So that was all fucking cool. I went, I fucking don't need this shit. But then we're drinking and more drinking, done a couple of fucking rehearsals. Finch by this time is fucking gone. He's absolutely fucking had it. Mortal, mangled. So the time we gets up near to the stage, we're walking down the stairs, bowling, one of the bands who were before us, remember that load of shit, the Lambrettas. Poison Ivy. Right. So they're walking past us, isn't it? One of them said, hey, Poison Ivy. And they got a little manager with them. He turned around and he went, who the fuck are you? He said, they're bigger than you are. And I thought, oh no, don't say that. Don't say, please though. So someone's trying to lunge it in. Ah, you can't kicking them downstairs and that. So it's just the way we were. We're out of order, but I've got to tell you how it was, because that's the story. So they're trying to get down the stairs, limping along to try and get on stage, and they've got a fucking gang after them. There's all the cameras whizzing around. Like people like that Jonah Louie always find me in the kitchen at parties. What's fucking going on? They're trying to attack their manager and the band. They could only seek refuge, the band, when they get on the stage. But he got proper sorted out their manager, and I thought, oh fuck mate, we're going to get fucking seen later here. So anyway, they dragged us up on the stage at the end, right, to film. We had to do that recording, but if you see it on YouTube, you see what, about 20 times. They had a epoxy fucking bubble machine. Fucking terrible, get rid of that. And there's all these soul boys at the front, who come to watch fucking, I don't know, Shalimar and all that bollocks. And there was one, I'll never forget him, he looked like Bobby Moore, funny enough. He had tight, little blonde hair. Every time I'm going down to the front, he's going, yeah, we're Arsenal, we fucking hate West Ham, I'll go and steal you fucking cunt. I said, I'll fucking get down there. I said, I'll fucking break your jaw. No, stop this, you can't do this, you can't do that. In the end, how we got through the recording, Vince kept collapsing. And me and my brother were fighting with the cameras, going, fuck off, cunt, I want to be in the front. It's got to be me. So it went on like that, then in the end, that finished. Someone done something out of order, smashed the changing room up. They rounded us up, they said, see you lot. They said, fuck off and never come back. So we were escorted off the premises. Our great manager, Tony Gordon, didn't leave us with a fucking pot of piss in or a window to chuck it out of. We had to bump the central line home. I got there about 12 o'clock, faulted the barriers. That was us, not a penny. And some fucking Jamaican ticket geezer going, come back here, you're not paid your fucking fare, come back. And we had to do a run up with him. And that was the day out at the top of the pops. And I always thought, that is how it should be. But from then on, once you've been out there, and you give it the big one, and you've got your West Ham shirts on, and you think you're fucking hard and all that, payback. And payback is one of the things. From now on, you're really marked. If you go to fucking Leeds, you go to fucking Birmingham, you go to Manchester, you better fucking back it up, because they're going to fucking want to do it to you. They're going to fucking give it to you. So that was really getting that in your fucking head. And we started, thought we was pretty much immortal, untouchable. And then one of the worst things that fucking started creeping in was the drugs. Recording at fucking Rockfield fucking studios to do the second album on a big budget. You live in there. They've got fucking, they stack up your house every morning with fucking beer and fucking cheese and food and all that. Clay pigeon shooting, what the fuck's that? Five-a-side football, I ain't doing a vocal today, we're playing fucking football. And it started getting all that and the drugs. And I remember we was playing a place, Colwyn Bay, rock and roll centre of the universe, up in North Wales. I remember driving up there, there was 15 horrible bastards in the fucking minibus, that's got. And as we're putting up to this fucking bed and breakfast, this guest house, there's an old geezer out there waving us in, like that. I thought, oh, you potty fucking owns it. I thought, you ain't got a fucking clue, you ain't. So anyway, I went in there before the sound check. All of a sudden, Mickey's in a room with a few people, gone bowling in there. Shock horror. I've seen that. He's got, it wouldn't have been a tenner, it's probably a £1 note up his oda. And he's smoking a fucking line of fucking gear. So that was it then. Oh, you fucking cunt, I'm trying to grab his neck, and he fucking junkie. We don't have fucking drugs and people trying to break us up and all that. Well, that's how it goes. It's a little bit like Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier, isn't it? Like 10 minutes later, I've come down, he's going, well, Jeff, it's like this. He said, you did down. He said, you put one fucking nostril like that, put the note up your fucking nose, and away you go. So top round. So all that bollock now is fucking coming into it, and the drugs and the destruction. But then, that tour turned out, it was a fucking nightmare with the West Ham thing. And then, when we went on to Birmingham, I knew that we was going to be in fucking trouble. That was a bear pit place to play. We had an entourage come up, it was a Friday night, see the ballroom at Birmingham. And I remember, if this was the stage, the backstage, your dressing room I call it, was halfway fucking down and upstairs, spiral staircase, and you could hear, it was fucking bedlam down there. Now I knew that we had to come down and walk through these punters to get on the fucking stage. So we fucking walk through, it's like parting in the Red Sea. It's all these fucking skinheads, and they come together from Birmingham and Villa, which was weird because they supposedly hate each other. It's like West Ham and Millwall or whatever, Tottenham, Arsenal, Rangers, Celtic coming together and doing that kind of thing. So we got through there going, oh, you fucking Cockney bastards, you're going to fucking die, and all that going, throwing things at us. So we got on stage, but come on, let's fucking bowl into it. But when you're on the stage, you look back, there was a little fucking door at the back of there, but he never led to nowhere, it's just like a changing room. So we're playing, first gig went fucking fairly well, the first song. Second song went kind of fairly well. Into the third or fourth song, they're fucking giving us abuse, chucking things at us. We went to start a song, fucking no guitar. I thought, what the fuck's happened there? I've looked down, and my brother Mickey is in the audience. Fucking bang, bosh, bang, fucking having it with them. So I thought, there we go, another Butcher and Sundance, we're in. So fucking you got to fight for your life. So we're backing them up. Which only about 20-handed, so a couple of our geezers get glass, get cut. But if we put them back to the bar, now they're fighting us back because they've got fucking glasses and all that, and they've got fucking weapons. So we got onto the stage, me and my brother Mick, I was fucking pulling a drum kit, trying to fucking hit him with a cymbal stand, whatever I could. Then we were stood together, I remember it vividly. All of a sudden out of nowhere, a fucking glass ashtray come like a fucking flying saucer. Now I'm standing next to him, he could have been either one of us, but luckily enough, it went bosh, straight off his fucking forehead. Fucking claret spurting fucking everywhere. It really was. So I thought, fuck this now, we're in trouble. He was going. All of a sudden, somehow the bouncers are back us onto this side fucking stage. We've got 5 men out there holding bay. So this big fucking 6'4" bouncer, he goes, you can't go out there, you can't go out. I went, fuck you, my brother's out there. We've got 5 fucking men out there, let us out there. Now at the back of this thing, there was like these clothes rails, and if you broke them up, you got a fucking angle of fucking metal in your hand. So you open the fucking door, people went, I'm not going to fucking out there. I went, get out the way you cunt, or you'll get done. So we pushed him out the way, I was back into the fray, bang, bang, fucking driving them back. Then as we're driving them back, the old Bill showed, don't they? Oh, the fucking old Bill come in, went straight up to me brother, you're fucking nicked. They want to nick him. I went, we're fucking nicking him? How about these fucking 50 buds? Or so we're fucking giving it to us. So it was all fucking calmed down, and this, that, and the other. Well, not calmed down, but we wanted revenge. So we got in our minivan, and somehow we had these fucking iron bars with us. So we went, let's go around the fucking town, so we could find the instigator. So there was one geezer down the front with an Aston Villa tattoo, and he was really the one who caused it. I said, I want to find him. So Mickey's gone off to the hospital, have his head put back in. So we're driving around, looking for these fucking brothers, and we're getting out, going, yeah, who wants it? Fucking iron bars. Now our drummer, Nigel Wolfe, right, he was a drip, really. Shoe salesman, but nothing against shoe salesman, but he had the fucking charisma of a tennis racket. He never fucking said anything. But he never said 3 words, but he did that night. His 3 words were, come on you cunts. He was game as anybody. Fucking going out with these geezers. So everything packed back. Mickey's still in the hospital. We left him there, you know what I mean? It was fucking really bad. It's like another car ball. He got deserted, he was left behind. So he's made his way out of there, he had to bunk out of the hospital. Back at the hotel, we had a gig the next day, which I think were fucking somewhere Blackburn or something. But when we've come down in the morning, we had like a big like fucking van that carried all the fucking backline. And it was thousands of pounds worth of guitars and all that. They fucking bolt cropped it, some cunt, and then nicked all their fucking gear. I thought, oh, what a fucking double whammy. We'll go up to Blackburn, we'll let the fucking borrow gear and all this and the other. That's the way it's got to be done. But we had 2 vans. I went in a van with a lot of geezers. Mickey went in a van with another load of geezers. And until I got to Blackburn, I found out they'd stopped on the way and they'd had a big fight with a load of skinheads. Mick and that, he never learnt that cunt. He was fucking dark as fuck, game as fuck, and he could have it. And they'd had a big row with these skinheads, and I think tools were used and this, that and the other. Forget about it. Anyway, 2 weeks later, we're playing in Northampton. Playing in there, so we're quite strongly on the road. We've got a gig in Sheffield the next day. Friday night in Northampton. Fucking about in the hotel, people's doing this, that and the other. All the same old shit. About 5 o'clock in the morning, fucking woke up. Who's that? Fuck off, cunt. Bollocks, fuck off. I thought it was going to be a roadie with a fucking bucket of piss or something, fucking do you in the mooey. Because they're all fucking out of their heads. So when went to CID, Birmingham CID, I went, go on, fuck off you cunt. He went, I'll tell you what, we'll kick the fucking door down. We see, oh, go on, bollocks. All of a sudden, bang, they booted the door in, it was me and 2 others. Then we straight away, he went, open your mouth, cunt. He went to me, I went, yeah, like that. I had my tooth missing. He went, you're nicked. I'm fucking nicked with what? He said, grievous bodily harm, causing a fray, malicious wounding, this, that and the other. For what? Well, the old Bill had waited 2 weeks for this fucking incident what Mickey and that had outside of Birmingham on the way to the Blackburn gig. The geezers had filed charges, so we was all to be fucking nicked. That was our fucking fate. So they put us in the fucking van, took us to the fucking local nick, And all the time the geezer's going to me, I've got you. I know it was bollocks because I wasn't there. And on the greatest Cockney rip-off thing, I said, you can't see me out and no tooth and all that. So they took us to the old bill shop. I thought, here we go. Mickey was done bent to rights. So they put me in, questioned me for about 15 minutes. Fuck them up, you're getting nothing out of me. Next geezer went in, 10, 15 minutes, he's out again, piece of piss. That was after another 3 other geezers who was on our entourage. I wanted them. They got Mick, he was bent to rights. So a few of us went in, kids next door are supporting us. This is Robbie Percy's revenge. They questioned him. 10 minutes, he's still in the fucking old bill being questioned. 20 minutes, he's still in there. Half hour come past, he's still in there. Old bill come out, they went, you and you, 3 of our geezers, you're all nicked. His son, Robbie Percy had grassed them, and he ended up as the chief prosecution witness against me brothers and others, so that wasn't a good fucking thing. And after that, I thought this band's dead. I thought I hated me brother. I couldn't stand him because I said, down to you and the fucking way you're going, you fuck this band. So the next week, we had to travel to Sheffield to fucking fulfil the gig that we was going to play. It was a matinee gig. So we're hating each other. He's on fucking this side of the stage. I'm on that side. He went to tune up his guitar, went, you fucking cunt, give it to him. He's coming back to me going, you fucking skinny little cunt, we get off this fucking stage, I'll batter your fucking head in. So we're right having it with each other. In the end I said, stop the gig. I went, Bertie, big bollocks, let's go down to the fucking side, get your guitar off, we'll be back in a minute. We went down to this little side thing, and we absolutely, battered the fuck out of each other. Really did, but I'm starting to cop the worst of it now. I could never match him. And I've done him, his eye was bleeding, I've got about 6 stitches in this one down there, he's done me. In the end the roadies come in, and they said, listen, they said, we've got a fucking, they said, we were hanging on to each other like 2 terriers for fucking dear life. They pulled us apart, blood, all the ripped stuff. So I said, let's get back on and finish the show. And it was really good. Because I think the song was on the streets again or something. We left it in the middle way to go and have the fucking row, and we got back with the last chorus. So there you go. And they say the Gallagher brothers hated each other. One of them threw a plum at the other one, and they said, oh, it was a bad row. We fucking split up. We fucking split up, and we had split fucking head. It would be the same. We'd done a TVI programme to get back on the TV. It was about football violence. Like Marx, we said we'll do that. Let's go on fucking TVI and talk about it. In fact, there's 50 people down the Bridge House before a West Ham game. When the programme came out, we talked about football violence. They tried to dumb us down as a British movement band, and we was fucked then. GLC wouldn't let the Rejects play that cunt Ken Livingstone. Everything was fucking going downhill. We had the second album come out, and that was alright, but we had another tour to do. And this time, one of the stops was at Liverpool. I thought, fuck me. And the night after that was going to be Birmingham again. Great planning from our manager and EMI, the so-called fucking biggest record company in the world. What a bunch of cunts. So, anyway, we got to Liverpool. Fucking nightmare. We're fucking 8-handed. Holiday Inn. So now we think we're fucking... But we're not staying in fucking bed and breakfast no more. We want to stay in the Holiday Inn. That's us. So, we get to the gig in Liverpool. When we're there, 3 of our geezers went out to get a packet of fags. And about 6 scousers come round, tried to chiv one of our boys with a fucking standing knife, tried to rob him. I thought, I know what's going to happen this night. Went to this place called Brady's, it used to be called Eric's in Liverpool. So they've gone in 2 cabs, I'm walking along with the fucking roadie. I thought, I've got to go in the fucking venue. Well, I'm walking through and all that, I'm getting fucking verbaled. One of the cunts, he said to me, do you want a knuckle sandwich? I went, you cunt, you've been watching Graham Gill, you cunt. I said, fucking knuckle sandwich, go on, fuck up. Like, so you just got to say, yeah, some cunt's trying to slap me around the fucking head and all that. We got in there, as I'm getting to the door, lo and behold, like, here comes Jesus, a big fucking scouse bouncer comes out with a big baseball bat. He went, you in the reject? I went, yeah mate. He went, come with me, you'll be fine. I'm going to say, see you cunts, fuck you. I'm with him now. So he gets in there, first fucking song, there's a barrier. They're fucking pelting us with everything, giving to us. And my brother Mick, as tactful as ever, during the second song, so I'm like, fucking kill you, and all that. He took his guitar off, ran down the front and went, bang, have that, done him right over the fucking Swede. Fucking great. Stopped the gig, pulled the fucking band off. Then we come back again, And there was one at the front, I'll never forget him. Must have been about 25 fucking stone, the geezer. And he keeps on and on and on and on. I went up to him, I said, I've got a song for you, mate. We're going to do it now. Yeah, what's that? What's your fucking talking about? It's called You're a Fat Man. So we're playing bad man. I'm looking at him going, you're a fat man. I thought, I've got the mic, silly bollocks, so I can fucking give it to you. Oh, that we're winding him up. All of a sudden, the bouncers had come on. They said, stop the gig. Stop it. I thought, and that bouncer with a billy club, I thought he was my protectorate. All of a sudden, he's gone, come here. I've come to him, he said, any more of that? He said, I'll put his passport back right over your fucking head. And I thought, oh, you cunt, you've done me, you've turned the tables now. I ain't gonna fucking argue with you. So I went, all right, mate. So we tried to carry on the gig. So I still thought, give it loads of fun. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, one of them Toby jugs, and you know, so they never thought of fucking plastic glasses then, he's fucking lobbed it. He's about from here to where you are. Mate, lobbed it. I'm about to shit me straight in the fucking bollocks. I thought, oh, you cunt. Right. I took the knee, certainly. And I had to go down. I was fucking took the wind out of me, so I thought, this is it now, we're not getting nowhere. And the man gets inside, I said, right, see you cunts, I said, you've paid a fiver to get in, which was a lot of money then. I said, it's fucking Thursday night, we've been paid £1,000 for the gig, you've probably got to get up for work at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're fucking off back to the Holiday Inn, so good night, bollocks. Well, the place is rubbish. They wanted to fucking kill us. They was fucking throwing everything, and there was a spiral staircase, and you looked up the thing, and they're all fucking gobbing at us down here and there, and we're gonna fucking kill you. And I thought the next night, we've got to go to Birmingham. We're fucking playing Birmingham 3 fucking months after what's happened. So we get to the gig in Birmingham, fucking hell, the old Bill beat the fucking backline. There was fucking tons of them. The fucking, it hadn't even fucking arrived, the PA. So the old Bill, yeah, you're the rejects, this, that and the other. We're going to escort you onto the M6. They said, from the M6 onto the M1, and you can fuck off to London, you're not coming to Birmingham. I thought, thank fuck for that. So we went home, and that was kind of then, the chapters, it was starting to fucking burn. Mick had this big court case coming over him for the Birmingham thing. Me and Mickey got nicked again for another assault, but was linked with a family, and we was charged with that, so we was looking at a lot of bird. Then on day before Christmas Eve, I goes up to EMI, because I like to go in there, you know what I mean, sit down, you could rob as much fucking beer out the thingy as you wanted. So I went with 2 geezers and a roadie H. We went up to EMI, let's go and have a drink up London. So we're in there, getting drunk, one of the silly cunts goes wallet, punches a window, smashes it. You've got to fucking leave, go out of EMI. So we made our way down Manchester Square, not like the Beatles would have, you know what I mean? We're fucking bang up for it, you know what I mean? Going for it. And we started singing Bubbles. And 2 geezers, not older than us, walked along. They're fuck up you cunt, we're fucking Arsenal. Boys will be boys. You know what I mean? So we started having a row with them. I'm on top of some cunt, fucking strangling him, got him round the Gregory. All of a sudden, some big long cunt jumped into the melee. And he's got like a long duffel coat on. So I turned him over, started fucking chinning him. He's pulled open his coat, he's got a radio, he's a plainclothes copper. I thought, oh, you fucking cunt. So he's got out on the radio, oh Bill. So I told him, fuck Usain Bolt, he wouldn't have fucking touched me, mate. I was fucking gone. And I made it all the way fucking home. I thought, nothing more of that than that. Well, little did I know, they'd gone to EMI, and EMI had grassed me. A load of fucking grasses about. So, 5 or 6 o'clock that next morning, if the fucking centre's coming tonight, you're half asleep. Here they come, on my old woman's door, here they come again. Fucking barged in, but with my mum and dad, them poor fuckers, they never hurt a soul. And me and my brother, that we put them through fucking hell, and I really feel bad about that, but they always stuck by us. So they've nicked me, they've taken me up to fucking Marylebone, Marlborough Street, I think it was, old Bill's shop. Fucking 6 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve. Got me you're nicked for grievous bodily harm on a copper and nicking a bottle of wine. Theft. I went, how can I fucking nick a bottle of wine? While you was fighting with the Arsenal geezer who wants to play, you've nicked his bottle of wine. Now that's impossible. I mean, not even Bruce Lee could have done that, you know? It's fucking madness. So I remember who was in there and the old Bill, they fucking hated us. I remember he put me in there, he said, I want to look up your arse. I went, fuck me, I said, you ain't right, are you mate? He went, no, we want to search her. So I bent down like that, I went, you're fucking brave, mate. and he had a badminton fucking racket, and he went, what? And stuck it as hard as he could right up my fucking ring piece. And I screamed like that, oh, you cunt. I'll never forget it. He went to me, stop making that racket, you cunt. And I thought, yeah, you're a funny cunt, aren't you? Yeah, horrible cunt. So they charged me with theft. So now EMI want to sack us. They want us to fucking go. And that's the way it's looking now. It's going to be a bad situation. They tossed us off to make a fucking Greatest Hits Volume 3 album because Mickey had to go to his trial at Crown Court the next day. 300 people in Abbey Road, as again, not like the Beatles did it, an invited audience. And we made this live album, and I can't listen to it this day. When they made it, they thought he's going to get 4 years, we'll stick this fucking album out. And when they played it to me, it's horrific. The cunt who did it, the sound man, the big head honcho at EMI, that was madness. For a basic album, which was a good album, we were spunking money, going to our studios with a big boy. Which was fucking Martin's thing, the geezer, George Martin, who produced it, it was his studio. Wasting money on fucking things that never should have been. And then when the album finally come out, in summer of 1981, there was a gig in Southall, which the Foreskins, Infrared, the Business, a few of them played. I'm not going to slag any of them off, I know them. But there was a mass riot there, and it was all over the news. And I knew then we was going to get roped in with it, and that was the way it went. We got fucking roped in. They wouldn't put the Power and Glory. EMI couldn't put it in any shops. So they said, with the old Bill incident, if you get found guilty, we're going to sack you. I had to go to the fucking Old Bailey, the Wimbledon, the fucking courts, because there was a backlog at Knightsbridge Crown Court. So I had to go to the Old Bailey where I had to plead guilty, and I've got another suspended sentence and a fine, and I thought, fuck that, I'm done with this is going to be the lot. Sacked from EMI, where'd you go from here? Oh no, we was talking about the UFO and all that, and I thought, we're going to be in every rock band. Always loved every rock. And one of the first albums I ever heard, which I wanted to try and emulate, was from the greatest Scottish band of all for me, which was Nazareth. Absolutely brilliant. I first heard Loud and Proud when I was a kid. I loved his voice. I loved all the rock stuff, Aerosmith and all that, early stuff. This is what we're going to do. So they brought Pete Wayne from UFO. He's going to produce it. Then we signed to a record company called NEMS, and they'd had Black Sabbath and this, that. And their head honcho was a geezer called fucking, I forget the fucking cunt's name, Pat Meehan. That was it, and he'd managed Black Sabbath, and he's an heavy cunt, he's nasty, he's a gangster. I went in to meet him, he looked like Captain Pugwash, the cunt, and he was heavy, about fucking 25 stone of the cunt. So, he was going to play out 25 grand into the band to fucking record this album, what Pete Way produced it. About October 1981, fucking great, 25 grand, their manager Tony Gordon took it. We got Pete Way and all these entourage. Now it is a drug fest. And he had some horrible manager, ex-manager called Will Fright, who was a fucking absolute cocaine head. They were sitting in 17 years old, and they're telling you dreams, spinning your yarns. You make this heavy rock album. I know Peter Mensch, he manages Def Leppard. I know Science Society, he also manages AC/DC. Fuck the punk thing, we can take you on tour, we can fucking put you there, you'll be supporting them. Like silly bollocks, 17, I'm buying into it. All the time, making this Wild Ones album. Sometimes you went in to record it and they're going, you can't come in here, the check's bounced from Mr. Pat Meehan, this so-called fucking gecko and this and that, fucking coke-headed horrible cunt. So we were still trying to make that, and it come, I think it was January 1982, I got a phone call off that bottom manager, that Tony Gordon. He went, I'm afraid all the money's gone. He said, you're going to have to get a job. I can't tell you, the money's gone. He'd been paid 25 grand in 81, in November, October. By January, February, next year he said all the money's gone. So your humble narrator had to make his way to the dole queue. That is what I did. Like most people, I ain't no different to anyone, I wasn't ashamed about it. Don't matter what success you have, if you work in class and you're true to form, you come back to where you fucking, nothing lasts forever. But I was gutted, but then things started to fall apart badly. The Wild Ones fucking sunk without trace. He did nothing, it was badly handled. We couldn't get any gigs. We had a cunt of a manager, a geezer called Will Fright, who we had a remaining, I don't know, my old man had tried to save money and got it out of him in a bank account for 7 grand or something, and he swindled that, took it out. Now we're fucked. We're on the periphery. Come 1983, Vince had had enough. He was working, I can't stand this anymore. Me and my fucking brother, like fools, wanted to carry on. Now getting deeper and deeper and deeper into smoking puff and doing all this. I was a wreck. I weren't the fucking same fella, the same kid. I'm only 19 or 20, but I can't handle things anymore. I'm getting deeper into this fucking, started having these mad dreams of getting out and taking a rock band, We Will Arise and all that. What a stupid cunt. Made an album called Quite Strong when it was all fucking hippie gear. It was all fucking this, that and the other, and we was fucking bombing. Nobody wanted to know. When we got booked to tour in 1985 to America, I thought this is going to be fucking good, we're going to America. I've got a fucking drummer who's a prick. I've got a fucking bass player who's joined the band with an heroin problem. 24 years old, just married an old bird who had 5 kids. So he's fucked, great bass player. We went out to America to start this 20-day tour. We landed in fucking California first. Worst place, fucking Los Angeles. So we got there, I'm a paranoid fucking wreck. 21 years old, but had enough. I didn't even know nobody fucking knew us in America. First day there, some geezer, Paul Rossi, he went to me, hey, you got a record thing at the Improv Club. What that don't mean fuck, I'm used to the working men's club. What the fuck's the Improv Club? Went there a record signing, this geezer's queuing around the block, wanting to sign Rejects records. All punks and skins and all that. I thought, come, we've rehearsed an hour of a fucking hippie set, like back in tambourine free music and all that. What the fuck are we gonna do? So anyway, I got pulled into a corner, geezer Paul Rossi, he went, take some of this, man, and he undone this fucking little bowl like that, stuffed this great big fucking line of bugle up my nose. I felt alright then, I had a fucking cigar out there, giving it the big and fucking Clint Eastwood, or Skint Eastwood, should I say. I was fucked at the fucking time. Now we know we've got to do this gig, and I don't want to play it. They said it's at the Olympic Auditorium downtown. It held about 5,000 people. I didn't know it was fucking sold out. I was probably paying us about $600 a comes for the gig. So I thought, fuck it, don't want to do it, don't want to do it. And all of a sudden there were 2 geezers in charge of us. Some meaty fucking skinhead geezer, they looked an animal. And some geezer who claimed he was in the Circle Jerks. Someone, I've never heard of you. He claimed he was in them. You're going to play their fucking gig, man. So they stuck us in this fucking horrible run-down motel. I mean, you ain't making us go nowhere, mate. He went, yes, you fucking are. And he pulled out, he was a gun. But I didn't know, it might have been fake. Then what? And I thought, I ain't going to fucking argue with this cunt. So they're sitting there in this fucking room. They're down in the Jake, fucking Jack Daniels, smoking spliffs and all that. I said to my brother, they'd be fucking gone soon. They'd be don't fucking worry about them. If they fall a kip, right, we'll be fucking gone. Come to about 5 o'clock in the morning, they're like that. I went, bolt out. Get out the fucking, this fucking hotel room. We made it to the embassy, in fucking, the British Embassy in LA. So we got down there, I'm fucked now. I tell you what, if I was 18 or 19, 17, I would have fucking had it with them. I wouldn't have given a fuck. But this is the mental state I'm in now. So anyway, we got there. When we got to the embassy, we went down one of these fucking drives or avenues and was descended on by a load of punks and skinheads sent by this promoter. You're playing that fucking gig, and that's all there is to it. So nothing would do. Got to the fucking Olympic Auditorium. We're doing a sound check on stage. All of a sudden, this so-called cunt from the Circle Jerks comes marching in. Hey, you motherfuckers, you gonna fuck, this, that, and the other shit. Mick said, hold that guitar. Yeah. Took it away. He went down now. I fucking love me, brother. He went, no, mate, the quietest, most nicest geezer, well now, apart from when he was 17, 18, 19, he was horrible cunt. But, like we all was. And he got down there, he punched the fucking granny out of this cunt. Proper clumped him, like, proper left him on the floor decimate. So that was it. Security got involved. This geezer's fucking all these movies. You go, no, I'm gonna fucking shoot you today, man. Shit, go fuck off. Now I'm thinking in my paranoid state, I've got more of that fucking dust up my nose, thinking, what if he does come back with a fucking gun or whatever? Well, we got on this stage, 5,000 people. We didn't even have a fucking Reject song we were playing. And I don't blame them. After 2 numbers, they're booing. They're fucking throwing stuff. I remember some come through a big padlock at me fucking head. I fucking duck smash, oh, fuck this. We played the gig, got booed off, people chucking things. I remember the promoter said, you're not getting paid, you can fuck off, get the hell out of fucking California. So I thought, well, that's us fucked, you know what I mean? Got nothing, but this is the fucking bad part of it as well. we decided to stay on out there, reinvent ourselves, the rejects, got the Cockney. I'm being honest, we were proper cunts. And you've got to tell, when you're cunts, you know what I mean, you've got to let people know. So we started booking our own fucking gigs. And we went to some fucking gig, we played it, and it was this fucking, it was a mad fucking anti-nuclear gig. And I'm in some little club with a load of hippies, yeah? And we plugged their fucking amps in, about fucking 10 hippies, and there's all these kaleidoscopes of Hiroshima and all that going around. We plugged their amps in, they went, "You're too loud, fuck off." I thought, fuck that, I'll leave the stage then. And off we fucking went. Then we played some other club, we third on the bill, getting paid about $40 fucking dollars, just a number of fucking McDonald's each. And we got some useless yank band, dressed up as fucking vampires and all that, fucking doing doo-wop. Like, and I thought, I supported them. And then the main band come out, all dressed in drag, trying to do sweet covers. We got our $40 and I thought, yeah, it's time now, mate. You're only 21, but enough is enough. So I flew back from there, defeated, totally fucking skint, nothing to do. Then we met someone who knew someone, Finn Lizzie's ex-fucking road manager, who we knew. You can fucking do a song, do an album in Easy Studios, North London, but you've got to work nights. Do I really need this? So we done an album called Get Involved, which no one was involved in, and it never come out. And we're up there at nights, fucking snipping gear. I had the genius idea. I went, look, there's one man who can turn this around, and if we can contact, let's get our blagging coach on for the last time, Stevie Marriott. Now I was a huge fan of Stevie Marriott from the Small Faces, Londoner. I love the music, one of my favourite bands. So a phone call was put into this cunt, and he turns up at this Easy Studio. Well, he was more fucked than we was. He was walking around like an old fucking tramp. He had a fucking, he looked like a bathroom robe tied up with a lump of rope. He's going to produce the fucking album. He come in, now it's like fake cut. Yeah, might put on 100 miles an hour. So straight away, we're not singing out away. What you do, you can't, you ain't a fucking microphone, he's going. He thought we was fucking Ichigo Park in 1966. For 20 years on. You ain't a fucking mic from here, and it'll pick up everything and we'll fucking start playing. Well, suffice to say, that never went anywhere. In the end, it ended with the usual thing. Get down these fucking stairs and fuck off, or I'm going to kick you down them. Now fuck me, you don't know who I am. I said, I do know who you are, and you're an utter cunt. I said, and that's all there is to it. Fuck off. So that went nowhere. Then we got into the years, and it come to about 88, 89. We'd done a few fucking gigs abroad, and we was piss poor. Going through the motion. You can't play a gig without sniffing that gear and all that. And thankfully, in about 1989, 90, I was 24, 25. Burned out, hated it. I had to start mucking in and being a proper fucking fella and go out and get a fucking job and stop fucking dreaming. This game ain't for me. I hated the game. I hated the people in it. I couldn't fucking stand it. So then we roll on. The years go by, I'm working in fucking jobs, work for a metalwork company on a fucking low wage. I remember I'm going up on a building site to deliver their gear. But some come, oh, no you. You and the Regis, you've done that flares and slippers, didn't you? And I think a lot of people, yeah, that's me. But people who I was working with, they delighted. They go, see that cunt? He was on top of the pops, now look at him, he's on fucking minimum wage and all that. So what, I don't give a fuck. I'll do anything, I've got fucking 3 kids to fucking feed. I don't give a bollocks. So, things were going on like that. Trained myself as a painter and decorator. Started working, I worked fucking minicab jobs. They were fucking being a taxi driver was worse than being in the band. You're fucking driving along with a big fucking machete in your fucking car. Get 3 geezers to do a runner. I'm fucking for a £2 fare. I'm chasing down. I come back, you cunts. You know, I fucking completely lost the fucking plot. And I would have given it to them as well. I was game. So we come to about 1999. Fuck all's happened. Get a phone call, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, my brother Mickey. I'm like, yeah, drunk as a cunt. Like, Levi advert, fucking Levi advert. I'm like, fuck off, I've got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, fuck off. Well, the work got round, we did have a Levi advert, if I'm not a fool on it. And it kind of people getting interested in the band. I thought, I'm not a fucking fool Levi advert. Oh, the Clash got 70 grand for Should I Stay or Should I Go. It was never going to happen to me, I got a fucking grand. That was my fucking lot. I took that rotten ex-wife of mine and we lovely 3 kids on an holiday to Butlins. What a waste of money. I should have stuck that fucking grand on a horse. It would have been better. And they did a fucking holiday to get over the fucking holiday. So the band The band was kind of back in that way, but only on a part-time basis. My art weren't really in it, and we was playing a few gigs here. We played a comeback gig in Spain, and I couldn't believe it. There was about 2,000 people there. And I thought, fucking hell, I thought this was all forgotten. I've been plucked out of something that I hated, and I never thought I'd do again. I was doing it, time went by. I got a fella called Tony Frater, a great friend of mine, Tony, and he decided, because Vince was fucked. Vince had a lot of problems with himself, with fucking Bugle and being in prison and things like that. Tony come on board, and he brought a fresh fucking light to the band, and I've got to say, God rest his soul, there's not a day goes past when I'll never fucking forget his death. He was a true fucking gentleman, and one of the funniest blokes I ever met. And things started to pick up. Things were still tough, domestically and things like that, you know. I'd done my divorce and all that stuff. I think it was about 2009, I got custody of my kids, my 3 kids. I thought, fuck that, I don't want an hero's badge, but I brought them up on my own, and I did the best that I fucking could. And I'd done gigs when I could. It meant more to me than being a fucking father and bringing them kids up the right way that I could. There was hard times, but who don't fucking have it? Mine was a cakewalk compared to that. Things started snowballing. Then we got fucking to do the East End Babylon film, which was fucking great. You know, I had my book come out, and then we had the East End Babylon film that was mooted around 2007. I mean, it took longer than fucking Ben Hur, that cunt to fucking come out. It was fucking unbelievable. But when it came out, it put us back on the map again, and things were good. There was a few incidents with fucking different bands and different people, but you're mellow, and you're lucky. You got calls to go to places like Argentina. I thought, fuck that, you know, with the Falklands and all that, it's going to be fucking, this could be heavy, full on. But people were fucking great. They was fucking really, really good to you. And you started going around the world and seeing more West Ham shows. Played in fucking San Salvador, Central America, one of the nastiest fucking places you'll be. West Ham shows. We've done a gig in fucking, we went to Mexico, Guadalajara and all that. We got and played in Mexico City. Got into this fucking venue, we're all bowling about like fucking Breaking Bad. All these bull-neck fucking Mexicans built like fucking like that. So I've gone in there, you sound check, the stage was about fucking 20 feet fucking high off the ground. I thought, that's fucking strange anyway. Gone up there, done the sound check, kept thinking, why the fuck are we playing 20 feet up in the fucking air? Come back to do the gig, all about 300 people was packed with these mad fucking Mexicans in there. So I thought, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think a great choice of song, like fighting in the street, like, you know, nothing like that to get them going. So we busted into that, fucking looked out on the first chord, all these fucking mad Mexicans, they're just going crash, bang, just bashing the fuck out of each other. They was absolutely bashed the fuck, and they had some little MMA geezer built like a ball, and he was just going bang, like kicking them, knocking them out for the fun of it. No one give us any grief, but I just thought, fuck me, this is the way it is. It was fucking absolutely brilliant. And you get different things, and you say, I want to talk about trouble, and a lot of them don't grow up. We played a place in Chicago called Reggie's. And in before there, like, got in another place with about 350 people. And you got these Yanks coming in, skinheads about 60 years old, going, hey man, it's going to be gnarly tonight. It's going to be, no, it was going to be, well, the Sunsoul gang are coming down and we're going to fuck with those and they're going to fuck with us. So, alright, fair enough. So here you go. You're about 10 minutes into the gig, stairway that way, so you've got all these fucking geriatric skinheads who start their big gang rumble, and they're like fucking cats clawing each other's eyes out, you know what I mean? And they expect you then, like the old Jimmy Percy thing, to tell them and go, oh, don't do it, please stop, it's for the kids. Well, we'd know about the kids, that's another thing. Please stop, please stop, please stop. So I looked at them, they're on the corner, I went, right, you bunch of cunts. So I went, firstly, learn how to fight properly. I said, this bunch for you is called Ready to Rock. And I thought, and then I'll stop fighting. Because they're asking, they want you to stop them fighting. I think, no, here's the secret. You paid your money, do what you fucking want. Come there, mate, you'll fucking get it. And that's the way it was. And then one of them come in the changing room afterwards, you've got a little bit of a black eye. And he's going, did you see that, man? Did you see that? I said, fucking see what? You load of fucking pussies, fuck off. Like, you get egg, you get some really fucking good people, and we've been lucky. And then the thing for me, you've got to think sometimes, how long, when you've reached your goals, do you really think it's acceptable to carry on? In 2016, it broke my fucking heart that West Ham left their fucking spiritual one to go and play in that rotten fucking shit fucking athletic stadium. But we got the call to play out the fucking band, like the band to play out the last fucking night at Upton Park. And that was the highlight for me, because I know they hated us, the club, but they couldn't, the clamour was so strong for the Rejects. So I always think, and I always say the original fucking football band, no doubt about it. You had the Pistols, I loved them, yeah, but they was more Johnny Lloyd, and was a bit intellectual, anarchy, but a great lyricist. The Clash, very political, but my ideal of punk was putting football, West Ham, yeah, the East End sort of reverberated all around the working class places in Newcastle, Glasgow, Dundee, Liverpool and all that. This is our tune, you can resonate with that. And so then to make it, to play that final night, and it was so great, because we had a little fucking stage there, and we was the last act that went out on Upton Park. And when they had all that Ben Shepherd and all them cunts, you know what I mean? All that mate out, the West Ham supporters. Never been a fucking away day in the fucking 70s, 70 of you getting chased by Nottingham Forest or something and legging it through the back streets when you're up at Leeds. But they're all lardy-dar supporters. And when they announced the Rejects, we went to play, yeah, let's fucking... I remember some bod from Sky, he went, whatever you do, he said, you can't stand on the pitch. He said, once you start performing, well, fuck up, you cunt. You've had just had fucking 22 geezers fucking running about here. You're not going to fucking use it anymore, are you? Don't give me no more rules. I'm in my 50s, I don't fucking want it. So anyway, he started, and all them rotten fucking snidey players on 100 grand a week turned round. The men they couldn't hang, they had to face us. It was pissing down the rain, and they couldn't leave that podium until we was fucking finished. I thought, fucking had that bang straight on the grass, but I fucking giving it up. Fuck you! Fuck on, where's your fucking David Essex and your Steve Harris now? Fucking get it, probably ain't even in the ground. Ain't been here for years. So we done that, and it was really successful. A very bittersweet night, because I loved playing, but I knew I wouldn't go to a place that held so many fucking memories for me as a kid and as a man. Like, you know, through it, handed down through my family and my boys. And we come to this point, and things got a lot better for me in life, you know what I mean? I had my grandkids, I'm proud of. I brought my boys and my daughter up the best that I could, and I was lucky enough, the greatest thing of all was to meet and marry my wife, Raquel. Yeah. Thanks, mate. It's the greatest thing, and it's her birthday tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing looking about for an old punch like me, but things are good. And then you start to think, and I've got to be honest, you see maybe a lot of bands going through the motions, and this and that. At one time you've got to learn the trick. That the trick has to work, but sometime you're going to have to stop this. And who knows, maybe 2 or 3 years time, I want to go out. If we do go out, I don't want another fatality in the band. We're all getting older, like what happened to Tony Frater. I'm just hoping we can push on, and maybe 1 year in the next 2 or 3 years, say this will be the final year. I want to go out as we come in. I don't want to fucking die on stage in fucking Wigan or something, you know what I mean? I've died a few times on stages, you know what I mean? And that'll be the end of it. So we mean to have a go, and I'd just like to say there'll be questions and answers. I'm very, very honoured to be in Scotland and in Dundee, where they've always looked after us. I know I've met some fantastic people, and Andy Cochran, who's put us on tonight, a big shout out. Yeah. And Gary Robertson was absolutely fucking fantastic. Everyone remember that, an absolute legend, mate. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Ain't over yet, but that's the story from there. There's loads more I'll probably remember tomorrow, because everything's off the cuff. I thought, why didn't I fucking say that? Why didn't I say that? But while the going's good, sometimes it's good to say thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. For the artists, I'll thank every one of you for coming up. Thank you.
Thank you. So basically, Jeff, first part is how does it feel to kind of be back out in front of audiences after the lockdown or the kind of craziness?
Oh, I tell you, lockdown's been a fucking pain, but it has for so many fucking people. To get up and perform, I mean, I thought back in January, February this year, I thought that might be it now, I might not ever play live gigs again. It might not happen. And when there was a little post went up of fucking 13 years ago or something, I'd done a 20-minute stand-up, then I got the call from Andy Cockney, and he said, would you be interested in doing it? Well, I love Scotland, and I thought, yeah, I'd love to do it. And then Glasgow got added on, and Newcastle, and a few more, and it was brilliant, and I thought, this might be it. There might not be no more fucking live gigs playing, but to be up in front of an audience, I mean, it's up in front of an audience because you muck in with all the people who are here, the same people as me. Like it was in Newcastle, you muck in with your people, you get up the bar, you talk and all that, and it was just great. It's great to be up there. Fucking nerve-wracking, because back in February, when all this was booked, Bertie, big bollocks, yes, in September. Last fucking Monday, I was fucking shitting myself. I thought, oh, we're fucking done. Here we fucking go. But it's great because sometimes the toughest gigs can be is on your own patch, because you always get some snidey, horrible bastard who you might fucking have grief with when you was a kid or something. They might try and fucking heckle you, try and take it out on you, but coming to Scotland for me, and Dundee, brilliant, fucking love it, I'm on it to be here.
How did you keep yourself going through lockdown? How did you keep going?
Through the lockdown, I mean, there's so many people who suffer in different ways, but my thing is always, I try and keep myself fit. I do a lot of running, I still do my boxing training, fucking tennis, fucking whatever, and I like it. And by trade, I'm a painter and decorator, and I've never been married, that's it. I'm one of the boys, I'll get up and go to work. I'm not like, oh, I'm a muso, one of them cunts. I'm just a geezer who's lucky enough to jump up on stage and shout a fucking few tunes, and that's all it is. But I was busy this year painting and decorating, and I absolutely take fucking great pride in doing it. I love it. Go to people's houses, work with myself, and making a good job of it. And you're with people who you know, and your feet are on the ground. That's how it should be.
So what put the idea of this stand-up, this performance in your mind? Was it kind of like something a challenge to yourself, or?
I think anything's always a challenge when you're up on stage. I've always tried to evolve, and that's like, to do this, yeah, it's different. And as I said, it's going to be unrehearsed, unscripted. It's the only way. There's no way you get up there and you've just got to be straight from the art. I mean, I wouldn't be laying in my bath thinking, right, when I talk about Birmingham, I mean, it's fucking bollocks. You get up there, you either sing or swim on the fucking stage. And I'm sure if you're really shit, people will fucking let you know. But it's a challenge, and I think there's so many challenges, even if you play in a band and the music. And I know another thing with the Rejects, we went a different style. We tried to play heavy rock, tried to play heavy metal. It wasn't because we'd sold out. I think the biggest thing of selling out, if you're a 45-year-old and you're writing songs to sound like you did when you were 16, go, yeah, fighting is going to fucking, you don't do that anymore. So to me, that is part of the fucking cop-out. It's a lot of bands, and I don't really want to name who's up there talking about fucking shooting and robbing and killing people. Never had a fucking fight in their life. They're full of fucking shit. And we take them from the art. We're a rock and roll band now, and to get in the studio as a band, expect my brother Mickey, he's a great guitar, he's a good band. Like, to go back to playing police car when you could first fucking start, you're never going to record that again. So being true to yourself is following your path and believing what you're doing. And people ain't got to kiss your ass, and people think it's shit what you're doing. They say so, and I appreciate that.
I think for some people, they probably wouldn't appreciate the amount of influences in the music and that, and the differences. I mean, in your book, you talk, and tonight you talk a lot about like things like Black Sabbath, what big influence they were on Queen.
It was great for me. I mean, I remember as a kid, one of the first things, so I must have been about fucking 5, 6 years old. There was some late telly programme, I was up late once, and the Rolling Stones were on there. They just released Give Me Shelter. And I see it on the telly, I've got to say, people slag it up. When I see people, I've got to say, like, and I see Mick Jagger, but he's a cunt or what, and you don't like his music. For me, the greatest frontman of all, Freddie Mercury. Fucking fantastic. And I see people, like even Dave Lee Roth, fucking, and people like that, they was proper frontmen. And I think it brought a bit of fucking, not being a punchy way, a bit of fucking dramatics to it. And every time I went on stage, I couldn't sing a fucking note. But I wanted to try and, in my mind, emulate the heroes and thought, oh, what they would have made this little move here or there. And all that. And I had massive growing up, like all sorts of different bands. I loved the punk thing. I loved it when it came out, it needed happening. But I was, you know, I used to buy bootleg albums in the 70s if I'd save up my pocket money. Like Rock, Aerosmith in 1976, no one had heard of them. Before they become like a pop character fucking band, all their early stuff, early ZZ Top. And I was always interested in that music side. Bands like Free, fucking Jimi Hendrix, The Doors. I loved all that, but then I loved me punk bands as well. And yeah, it's great to have the musical influences.
Generally, a bit of punk was a bit silly. It was that kind of year zero, you know, the Clashes, and the Beatles, Elvis, the Rolling Stones, and clearly, like these things, and Glam and that, and Bowie were big influences on.
Well, of course, that's all bollocks when people like, and Steve Jones has said this once, when they used to go on and slag up, and Johnny Love and knock the Rolling Stones and all that. Let's be honest, I mean, for me, Elvis was the governor, and he set the tone for everybody. I think they're absolutely the legend of legends. And I've got to say, whether people don't like their music, whatever he is, for me, Mick Jagger was a stand-up man. And all the people like Joe Strummer and all that, I never got into that, saying, fuck me, I'm going to slag up the Rolling Stones. I always quoted as kids. I love fucking early Queen. I love fucking Boston. Bands like that. And that is what I mean. When the Rejects started, I mean, we wasn't a 1, 2, 3, 4 like band. A lot of the stuff was like slower paced, a bit like the Pistols. One of the songs, you know, we ripped a lot of bands off. Everybody fucking plagiarises someone else. And one of the songs on the first album was Fighting in the Street, and we actually nicked that riff from the ending of a Queen song called It's Late, and we loved that riff, and it transformed into Fighting in the Street. So it was always them influences there to do that, and yeah, all that shit, because a lot of things, like this punk thing, yeah, when it come out and you looked at them and all that, and you was looking at people like that went at Billy Idol, loved his music and all that, and the snare, and you had all this fucking and Joe Strummer and all that, yeah, bit of the dough and all that. Actually, Joe Strummer, never be ashamed of where you come from. He was very, very middle class, upper class. He was fucking a diplomat's son, born in fucking India. So you learned a lot of them were really, really, really very middle class and privileged. I've got nothing against that. We've all got to come from somewhere. And we probably, the bands who were getting slagged off in the punk era, bands like Judas Priest and Black Sabbath, were as fucking working class as they come. Yeah. They come and fucking, you know what I mean, terrace fucking houses in the Midlands, born just after World War II, worked in sheet metal factories. Ozzy Osbourne was in fucking Winston Green, done 6 months, and they was getting slagged off by a lot of these fucking poser punks that all fucking done their fucking rounds in art schools, so fuck them.
Well said. So kind of going back a bit, when you started in bands, and one of the things I remember in your book was your mum kind of pretty much warned you, Mick, not to be in the music business. And it kind of sounds like actually coming from the East End, which is kind of reputation of like dodgy geezers and stuff, there's actually more fucking crooks in the music business than...
Well, yeah, there was more crooks in the music business, and we found that out. But they were seeing these documentaries on ITV about the violence and this and that. Now, I've got to be honest, we all have as a parent. I've born my boys off, they're fucking 24, 25 now, with different things going, don't you fucking get into that, don't you? Because obviously, you worry about the kids, and being 14, and Mickey was like 16, 17, getting into that game, obviously the punk, and around that time I remember there was a programme on Arena about Sham 69. Now they met their end at the Rainbow with all the ultra fucking Nazi fucking skinheads wrecking their gig, and Jimmy Percy running off crying saying you've all let me down. I don't blame them for kind of running off crying, but the Rejects, we was from a different background. I mean, we had at a time when we'd come along, all in British movement lot, they said they was going to decimate the fucking Rejects, they was going to give us this and do that, and we went to a pub in the Barger Ground in Barking, and they had their leader guard called Dick Barton. What a wanker. Should have been called Dick Splash. That was what he's fucking more like. And we had We had a standoff with them at Barking Station, and we sorted them out. We whacked them, we said, if you're coming to our fucking gigs and you want to cause trouble, then we'll have it with you. And they might have said, oh, the Pistols had a fight, and then sort of Glenn Matlock pulled someone's hair and that, fair dues. But no, we proper went in there, like, and we proper fucking had it. Of course, my mum and dad, and in a lot of ways, they was right. Because when it come to 1980, you know what I mean, and the scene fucking Mickey come back with fucking big scars in his head, having to go fucking, me coming back with fucking scars down there, people getting hit by ashtrays, or the old Bill knocking at the door. The old Bill marched me and Mickey. They fucking ran Custom House, Canning Town, around that time 80. We was marked men by then. I remember they nicked us fucking somewhere, and he stuck me in a cell, this horrible copper. He come in, he went, please Carl, mate, please Carl, I'll fucking chuck a guitar to you and you play it. And I just looked at him, I said, you can't even play a guitar, you got the wrong brother, fuck off. Have some of that, you cunt. And that's the kind of way, but that was the way that it was going to go, you know. And I don't blame, I felt my mum and dad because they tried to do the right thing by us, and it must have been bad seeing you boys fucking, and we weren't really like that, we stuck out for ourselves, and you know, you'd be the best parent in the fucking world, but you could have a fucking ex-murderer as a kid and fucking knows, you know what I mean? It wasn't that far, but...
Do you think part of the problem was poor management and stuff? I mean, a lot of the bands in the punk era had good management, or management that had a bit of nous and would protect them. I mean, it's kind of frightening to read it, and you're like 14, and it's not a lot older than that. And you're basically barreling around being expected to stick up for yourselves, and then the kind of thing you're talking about me and my, like, you know, if you get done for this, you're going to, and now it'd be like, it'd be gossip, look at the bad lads, like we're talking about Oasis or something.
Oh yeah, if we'd have been about fucking 20 years on from that, we would have been fucking hero bad boys, but I never would have fucking wanted that anyway. That was a load of fucking bollocks, or who's a child star, he's 14, fuck off. If anyone had said that, well, we had a terrible fucking, it was a two-way thing with the press, and I've got to give, I know Gary Bushell, he might do this and that, but I know Gary for years, and we've fallen out before. But even though he had his column in that shit rag, The Sun and all that, he was just earning a living for his kids, and he never forgot his roots, and he was always with the same people as he stood up. He managed us first of all. The Rejects, we probably would have been done better if we had someone, say Frank Warren, or someone, been the manager, someone from your own fucking background, someone who understood it. These fucking muso types, these managers, we had two of the worst. That Tony Golden, like fucking wrong, from Lulu to punk rock, left his fucking skin. He never paid their national insurance or fuck all. So even when I've had to sign on down to that no good cunt, like then I got a bill through at 17, you owe so much for your national insurance. Fuck us, and that Will Fry, that ex-UFO manager, another fucking proper mongrel dog, horrible geezer, just fucking took us for what they fucking could. No one was there, but I ain't the only one. There's a lot of them, and God bless them in the punk game, a few of them, Percy, and I pick on him, but I don't like him anyway. Right, in particular, he wouldn't think about going out and getting a job. He's living in La La Land. I remember about fucking 10, 12 years ago, geezer from Norway said, do you want to play a gig? You're taking Sham's place. Well, he said, obviously, that he couldn't go out. He demanded, he wanted 15 grand fee and he wanted 24-hour bodyguard in a fishing village in fucking Norway. What an arsehole. Right, yeah. So we stood in, and they never let it go. But you found out the route, then we was playing more and more gigs where we was filling into them. But he was a fucking liar because he couldn't leave the fucking country. For one reason only, he's on the fucking sex offenders register, and that's why he can't fucking go. So it was, you know, but they could never have that mentality, I've got to get back in with the troops. Don't pick up a front. We played, right? It was about 3 years ago, and you get private gigs sometimes, and some geezer got on to us from fucking Norway, and he said, I'll pay you fucking, good fucking, I think it was about 5,000 euros, right? I'm doing my own private do in my back garden. He said, it ain't like that cunt Elton John going to play for some fucking shake for $1 million, but fuck that. So he said, play in my garden. I went, that's fucking good. So he paid a fucking nice flight, took us to his house, big fucking house out in the fields in Norway, and he had Tempo Tudor playing, what a fucking geezer. Fucking love him, Eddie Tempo. And we played that, he had about 300 guests, had this thing set up. His backstage thing was a room there with his kitchen, so we're sitting there drinking. The headline act was some peroxide fucking Finnish, wherever he was, fucking Viking shit cunt called Michael Munro. He used to be in fucking Anna Rock. So we're in this fucking garden, right? In this fucking garden, all of a sudden he makes his entrance, his band members fuck off somewhere else. He gets in here, like poor Dave leave off on a bit, you know what I mean? Fucking going bald on top. Come here, shaking all this fucking poodle hair. And he had two geezers chaperoning him, right? So we didn't have to talk to anyone. Oh, Michael's coming, Michael is coming, everybody get out of the way. And I looked at this fucking drip going round there. I just looked at him, he looked round, I said, see you cunt. He went, what? I said, you're not a Madison Square Garden. I said, you're in a fucking Norway back garden. I said, now fucking behave, you fucking ass-bend. And he didn't know what to say. I thought, have that. Wouldn't speak to no one. And he said, I thought, who the fuck are you? Mucking with the rest of the troops. I've been to other places, back saying, no, someone won't share a dressing room with you. This, that and the other. Who the fuck they think you are? We're here, we're lucky to be playing a fucking hour of noise, mucking with your fucking punters. They live in a fantasy fucking world, man. They really do.
You kind of seem to come across a lot of fantasists, and particularly your managers, but also Jimmy Pursey. You met a lot of interesting people over your career and that, but did you ever be taking notes or like thinking there's a kind of lesson to be learned not to be like these people? Well,
yeah, definitely. From that age, you see a lot of these people who was in the game and never wanted to be like them. I mean, they turn out they used to like the Lig a lot, Mick and Vince, right? Because they loved the heavy rock thing. I remember I went along to a couple of them, and you go to these fucking places, you know what I mean, where they've got their fucking spandex on and this and that, and they're all fucking coked up and this, that and the other. We went to one, I think it was 1982, Pete Way. People said me he's a role model, Pete Way. Fucking role model. Fucking rolled up £10 note model, that fucking cunt. That's all he ever had up his fucking bugle. Fucking snipping away. And we went to one get Ozzy Osbourne, Pete Way was playing bass for him on the Aussie tour at Wembley. And I really didn't want to go, I was 18. So I'm out the back, like all of a sudden all the niggers are there. And Ozzy Osbourne comes in, this, that and the other. All of a sudden, big mouth bird comes in, barging in. It was that Sharon fucking Arden coming, there you cunt, you old fucking wandered. Oh, fuck off, don't want no cunt in here. And I just looked at her and I thought, and the old man, that Ozzy Osbourne, he's cowering in the corner. And I thought, you suffer this. Is this what it's about? Some big mouth cunt, they all think they're bigger than the rest. And you're a puppet. I would say that. Didn't want to be here anyway, you cunt. And I was off. Who fucking needs that? They lived in a fucking some kind of world where they're just above people. And they fucking ain't. I tell you what, there's fucking low life in high places and we fucking know that. But they were low life in low places in my book.
So Scotland's always been good to you, you mentioned that, and I think your book must be the only rock and roll memoir that mentions Forfar, which is where my wife's from. You want to tell us a bit about your short recall?
Oh, fuck me, read all in Forfar.
And there's a few folk who were there.
Good man. Well, I remember, like, you know what I mean, being in football, and always a big interest in world football, all the time, obviously, like Scottish football, well, and I loved it, you know, going through all the teams and all that as a kid. And I remember coming into Forfar and we drove in there, I said, I've got to see the football ground. Someone, they said, you've got to go past it again. I went past it, but oh, that's it, it looks like Terence McMillan Stadium, which was an athletic track. But it was great, but I do remember, it was fucking out of order. We went in there and was sitting backstage somewhere, and some geezer come in there and he fucking started putting it on me. I thought, well, when I leave it, mate, I said, you know, we come in peace, we don't fucking want that. And he was going, and he started screaming at me, I think you're Jimmy Pursey, who the fuck is that? And he tried to really get fucking heavy with me. So I just fucking sparked him, like, I smashed him straight in the fucking bugle, which is the thing, defend yourself. I think I broke the poor cunt's nose, but it was a great audience, but down the front, while we was playing, he was fucking up the front fucking going Garrett, he really loved it, so I went, oh, good on you, mate, fair enough, and it was just another wild gig, but the first gig we played was in Paisley Bungalow Bar. when we come up there, oh mate, I was fucking 15, I was shitting myself, you know what I mean? You say, I think Scotland was a place, oh fucking hell, it's a madhouse, which it was. And when we got on stage in this little fucking place, fucking, I don't know, the stage was fucking, well, it wasn't really a stage, and it was packed, and it was already fucking bruised up, what hard looking cunts. So I thought, how do we start? I said, see your Rangers and your Celtic. I said, you can stick it up your arse. I said, because I'm fucking cowed and beef, who wants it? And after that, I was alright, they probably marked me, so I thought a little bit of front, and then from then on, it was always a great thing that it got respect in Scotland, and the Scottish people were the same as sometimes people get this thing, I'm going to say that, they think, oh, Scotland's playing, I'll get the little things, and I know when England's playing the Jeff Hurst thing, because we do big ourselves up with the football. I don't support England at football, and I make that plain. If Harry Kane, he's Tottenham. If he had to score a fucking penalty for England to win the World Cup, I want the cunt to miss. I'm West Ham, and they said, fuck it. No, I don't have it. I don't, but oh, we're going to win this and win that. And I know, you know, the rivalry with the Scotland, they go, we want England to get beaten, all that, I see it. But funny enough, if you don't know, it was never like that through people who I know at West Ham when Scotland were playing in 74, 78 World Cup. When we were wank and we fucked out in Scotland, had a fantastic team. Only played fucking Billy Bremner, Peter Lorimer, Joe Jordan, you know what I mean? Kenny Dalglish. You go on and on and on. We actually wanted just to win, and that's the fucking thanks we get.
Which is no thanks. So going back again, jumping all over the place a bit, but your first big love was boxing, football and music. And they're kind of really traditional things for working class folk to get into, and avenues kind of out of the 9 to 5 job. Do you think kind of going forward that's become something that's come really hard up again? I was kind of watching something and it's like looking at the kind of people that are current musicians, and no, nothing doing down on them that, but you kind of think they've all been to drama school, they're all quite middle class.
Yeah, that was it, and I thought one thing that was really missed in the punk thing is a lot of bands from the real working class places in the punk thing never ever really got a chance. You can somehow, and so I'm not slagging it off because Rebellion's it's a terrific festival, but if you look at the lineups and they go, oh, we're going to push this band from America. I mean, the Circle Jerks, what the fuck are they? You know what I mean? And someone else, LA Wagons or something and all that. And I thought, well, where's the fucking up and coming? A young band from fucking Manchester or fucking Dundee or fucking Edinburgh or Liverpool or whatever. They don't get a look in. And it's like the old show. I mean, us included as well. Bands never got that fucking chance because they're kind of stereotyped. And it was so fucking middle class and fake, a lot of the punk thing that you learn when you was going. I mean, for me, it was always the football, the boxing, and see that fucking creep, fucking rag, the NME. They fucking hated us, these are rotten, these are football hooligans, they're this and the other. You forwarded 20 years, Noel Gallagher's got his Man City shirt on, and whatever. This geezer said he used to go to the terrace here, that was heroes, but because we was the real deal, they fucking hated us. We was too real for them. But I always looked at them and thought, some reviewer, fuck them anyway. I'm just proud to have done it our own way. And bollocks all of them anyway.
So as a kind of really headstrong bunch of youngsters, do you ever kind of, that wonderful thing, hindsight, do you ever think, are they done things differently, or is it just the way it worked out in your...
I think it's the way it worked out. A lot of the things I'm not proud of. 50% of the fucking shit at least we asked for, and we got it, and that's fair enough because we was too dumb, too young. But I had this kind of thing with the music game, being there and being in the boxing game as a kid, where you had great respect for your trainers and the people who was around you. And then all of a sudden you're in that music game, and these people, they just talk to you like shit. And I thought, I fucking ain't having it. There was many a record executive, and he went to someone and said, hello mate, this, that and the other, and they'd be rude to you. Next minute you got them in a fucking headlock going, why don't you fucking talk to me like that? Because our custom way, anyone, and all the people in here, please and thank yous, and your way of respect. But there wasn't a lot of that didn't seem to happen. Of course the press hated us from the start, but it was a two-way thing anyway. You know, and to me the boxing was it was a great game. Being there as an amateur and being as a kid, and carrying on. It was just a shame because I crossed the two together, and all of a sudden I was in this rotten fucking music game with, you know, executive-wise, some of the worst fucking people you could get, and a lot of the people in the bands at the time, I wouldn't give fucking two bob. But I mean, there was a little thing. I remember going into one of the first rehearsal studios. I didn't even know what a drug was. It was in some shithole in South London. And I went in there, I went in the closet to have a piss. Like that, someone, and there's a geezer sitting on there fucking injecting himself with fucking heroin, like the bandages, and I thought, oh, you fucking disgusting cunt. What have I walked into here? I didn't even know what drugs was. I didn't smoke at the time or fucking do anything, you know, and it was just, it was a bad awakening. Some of the things I do regret, which I always regret, and it wasn't mainstream, was getting involved in the fucking rotten drug side, not on a fucking big game. And I listened to some of the stuff, albums you made years later, and you can tell it's just drug induced. I mean, at one point, I think it was about, I know I'm going on, I think it was about 1988, we was fucking skint as fuck. And we decided to do this album like a fucking B-rate heavy metal tunes because we was fucked. Above a hairdresser's in Hastings because that's all we could afford. A fucking hairdresser who went up, some geezer like he was doing a blue rinse in the fucking morning and twiddling the knobs for us in the fucking night. I remember we needed more studio time, so what I was doing, I was making the cunt coffees and teas and pouring out a packet of fucking whiz into each coffee or tea. So all of a sudden you go, fuck me, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and he's still working. So he didn't know, so you get more time out of him to do what you can. And I look back, it was just a fucking mess, and it was time to get out. Not up there, but I've had a good like gold discs and silver discs. Don't mean fuck all to me, I've got them, but I've been at the fucking lowest end ever bit. Sometimes I think, what the fuck was you doing? But it's all part. It's not about the destination, it's about the fucking journey, and I've always found that. And the journey's still going. And if all these things hadn't have happened, and if we had been in a different way, and all that, things might have turned around differently. And I'm fucking very lucky and very happy with my lot. I've been blessed.
I think in a lot of ways it's like Last Laugh, because after the kind of Cockney Rejects, kind of part one when you're dropped by EMI and you go through a lot of shit and that, especially the Last Laugh is that you've probably played more places in front of bigger audiences than you did with a kind of major label backing you, and after people have written you off, you kind of, it's almost like you're going, can I get up here?
Of course, yeah, I've got to bounce back on our own. I mean, from the Rejects from 1979, when we'd done 4 gigs and signed to EMI, I think the EMI years, we was there for 2 years, having chart albums and this set and this so-called, wankers really. I think we played no more than about 25 gigs. We'd never ever sent us to play abroad, but I didn't even know we were selling loads of fucking albums in Europe. Only years after that, you find out. And there was never any done, nothing got filtered down to you, and then you was just left with a big bill for this and a big bill for that, and you never got, you never see anything, and they just took you very well. Now they've sold the company out to Warner Brothers, and people go to me, oh, you should go back and review your contract. I said, what I signed fucking 42 years ago, give it up. I don't even think about fucking that. I don't give a shit. I wake up in the morning and fucking go to work, think about, you know what I mean, what me and my missus are going to fucking eat tonight, going for a run, how West Ham's getting on, how the cricket's going, I love me cricket or whatever. I don't think about crying over spilt milk, you know, I should have had thousands. So what? If I had thousands then, I probably would have stuck it all up my fucking hooter anyway.
So just very quickly, and then we'll hand over to the audience.
Yeah.
The film East End Babylon, is it true originally it was going to be like a kind of biopic with actors and stuff?
Yeah, that's another thing where it gets carried away. It goes out to fucking wankers. And people go, there's a script, so I'm going to do your film. And there was some geezer called Al Hunter Ashton, absolute fucking mug, and he wrote that first corny football film with Gary Oldman, The Firm. And he go, I love your book, I'm going to write a fucking screenplay. I went, alright, then you write a screenplay. Well, we come up with this fucking screenplays, fucking, that ain't me, I don't give a shit about all that. Well, it was the worst fucking thing I'd ever read. In it, one of the band had an heroin addiction. Then at the end of it, his closing chapter, I rode off into the fucking sunset with a bird called Daphne on the back of an horse. I said, see you, honest. I said, see you, mate, you're full of shit, fuck off, don't care. Imagine touting an actor, fucking fucking, don't play me. They would have had some fucking middle class, fucking upper class kids fresh out of drama school trying to look tough with a fake fucking tattoo. And so I mean, no bollocks, didn't want it, weren't interested in it. So Richard England come in and said it's going to be warts and all, fucking documentary. That is the way to do it, and didn't want it any other way. All that fucking punching about and all that, bollocks, didn't want no part of it.
If somebody did, if money was no limit and somebody was making a film about you, who would you want to play you?
Who would I want to play me? If someone, I can't say that because that's it. I don't think I want anyone but fucking Arthur Mullard. I don't know. Bring him back. Yeah, no, it's a good cook, but no, I don't know if people say that. They tell me, they go, like, you know, I don't know, some punch it. I wouldn't want no one to play me. Fuck it, because they'd never be. I couldn't do it. It's simple as that, and I wouldn't expect anyone to do it. And if someone was going to play me, I'll probably get one of my fucking boys. He'd be just my boy Jay. He looks like I did when I was a kid, and that's about it. He wouldn't be able to say to him. It'd be like he was there at gunpoint. Fuck off, you cunt. I'm gonna do that.
It's a bizarre idea, because I mean the story, the rejects and everything, it's like more bizarre than fiction anyway in a lot of ways. It's like
yes, it's a crazy thing, and something it's good for me to come and tell these stories. And it's all off the cuff, I promise you. You know, I won't sit in my bar thinking, right, 1964, or 9 people, I just thought, fuck it, go and do it. But as I said, it's the truth, the old truth, and nothing but. So people might think, oh, you fucking bullshit, that couldn't have fucking happened. But I swear, there's a load of stuff I fucking missed out, but that probably spared you anyway. After having 20 minutes for, I've had enough of this cunt, get him off. No, that didn't happen.
So just finally, what's kind of coming up ahead for yourself and for the Cockney Rejects? I know you're back out on tour.
Well, as I said, we've got a 2-week tour coming up where we come to get to Dundee again, which I fucking can't wait. 2-week tour November, December. That's unless that fucking cunt Boris Johnson goes, you've all got to lock down again, like, which I hope you fucking done. We've got that. Most of the gigs we had 2020 got cancelled in Europe. 19, they've all been put to 2022. But we've recorded a new album, and that's ready to come out in the new year. And hopefully we'll get more gigs. But as I say, I think the way it's going, I want to play as much as I can and put enough as I can into the next 3 years, because I don't want to be. We're all getting on. Vince is 63 now, Mickey's 61. I'm 57, getting on. If we got on that stage and you couldn't give it anymore and the well's running dry, it'd be time to say good night, because I have to train hard as a kid, but that's you say it's a profession, but that's what I do on stage. I run in the fucking winter, I do the fucking hard jobs, I still spar at the gym and get 21-year-olds punch the fuck out of me, but I still fucking love it. Tennis, everything that I can, jumping with rope, it's to keep fit. To give the people, if people pay to see you, whether there's 20 people, 500 people, don't have to pay a $5 or whatever, you're there to entertain and play each gig as if it's your fucking last gig, and you give it to the people. And that's the way. And once you'll know in yourself when that's gone, when that's bypassed, and being realistic, hoping nothing happens to one of the band members, to say there could be 2 or 3 years in it, or whatever, and if that point is coming, I'd rather announce it and say, look, we're going to have another fucking year, we'll play everywhere we can, and go out with a fucking bang. I don't want to go out with a whimper, that's the way I go, and that's the way, you can't go on forever, you know what I mean, going up, oh fucking old cunt anyway, you know what I mean, freedom, mate, no fucking freedom, jumping around, I just don't. Well, I'm fucking in my 60s, if I'm still here, please God. They'll go, oh, fucking silly old cunt, you know, I ain't afraid of it, I can't fucking behave, but that's the plan, and I'm glad to be here, and I fucking love it here, and I'm lucky if I can get another fucking few gigs, another few years, and the fella upstairs said, mate, you've got 2 weeks to live, whatever, I'll say thank you, I've had a fucking roller coaster, met some great people, and had a great time.
Thank you very much, sir. So, I do have a very big long mic, so probably the best thing to do is stick your hand up and shout, and I'll try and get around as many people as we can.
Try and clip me on.
I feel like one of these
Once I'll start that.
reporters.
Yeah. Roving reporter, yeah.
Come on, anyone brave enough for a question? Oh, thank you for the light.
He was first.
You're very gentlemanly about
No,
that.
he was first.
Right, sir.
How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm very good for you, my man.
Fantastic. Listen, you just touched on it there just a minute ago. I personally think you're one of the best punk frontmen about there. You're fucking absolutely
Thanks very much.
dynamic. You're
Well
fucking-
appreciated, thank you.
But on that note, who do you think is still going in that same direction? Like any other punk bands, or do you think they're all just like fucking,
I'll tell you what, I do.
or any band for that matter?
Yeah,
Like,
any band, it's quite sad in a lot of ways. You see, I think about 3 years ago, I love Steve Tyler, you know, whether you like his music, I've seen him live a couple of times back in the 80s, like 89 and that, and he was incredible. But I seen him a few years ago and I just thought, it's not happening anymore. You've got millions and anyway, you know, maybe it keeps you alive. Go. But I think, and I've got to say, one of the best punk frontmen who I've watched, I don't like frontmen, I don't get a lot of frontmen. For instance, I don't get Liam Gallagher. They go, he's a great frontman, and he stands there with his hands behind his back sounding like fucking Brian Clough. Like, and I don't, but
it doesn't have to be punk band, any band.
any band, there's still people, I think that probably the great, I'll just say quick, out of the punk thing, I think Richard Jobson is fantastic.
He's absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic. Brilliant. I've seen that geezer can move, and I'll take a lot off of him. And he's one of the best punk frontmen, one of them. And I think the best, if you can say frontman, he's not singing, the best one out there is Angus Young. I mean, Angus Young. Not focused, but he is a frontman, and to see what he does with AC/DC at his age is absolutely incredible. And I've got to say it, even though he's nearly 80 years old, I see a thing a couple of years ago, I must say it, of Mick Jagger, and he was absolutely phenomenal, the way the fella got around the stage.
Top drawer, isn't he?
Yeah, the man for me, yeah, and I think he was absolutely fantastic. Brilliant.
But I'll tell you what, you're one of the fucking best ever. I'm not joining you.
Thank you very much. That really means a lot to me. I try to emulate my heroes. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I just say that Hits 25, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see the Rejects back on stage, fucking loved it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being there.
Loved it.
As I said, there was a lot of nerves and all that, but we actually went for a rehearsal and we sat around in the thing and it was bog awful. But I knew that. That was the way. We hadn't played together at Rain much, but it's that thing. When you fucking hit that stage, and it's like, and I knew we was ready. Like, I mean, actually, about a month before, I injured my knee really badly. I was out running. I had to have a cortisone injection about 3 weeks before. And the geezer, he said, oh, you might not make this gig. And I went, when you don't know me, I'll make it. But if my knee hadn't been right, and I couldn't have got around that stage, I said to the boys, I ain't going up there and shortchanging anyone. I'd rather pull it. It's got to be right. And we went up and I think after 18 months, thank you for that, I thought we made a pretty decent fist of it.
Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much. I've really meant a lot.
But my question isn't about that, it's about football. Right, West Ham suddenly sitting about 6th in the English Premier League just now. Do you think that's due to their Scottish manager?
Yeah. Listen mate, it don't matter who David Moyes for me. Yeah, he's a top man in Scottish managers. I've just mentioned before. Look at the fucking history Scotland's got. We was born with these people, these great players, and no disrespect, don't take this the wrong way. Scotland, but I say, Joe Jordan, even your fucking Gordon Street, Alan Hansen, all through Graham Souness, you go on, Peter Lorimer, all them players, fantastic players, and it's a shame, don't get me wrong, that Scotland doesn't have that calibre of player anymore. And they've had great managers, fantastic, we've got no problem, fucking doesn't matter to me, David Moyes is a top man. And if he brings us what he's doing, I fucking salute the fella, definitely.
Anyone else?
Hardy's doing for Gerard Broth, man. Good man.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Yeah, you're good.
We're fair, bro. 36 now. Right. Did you know Bill Gardner?
Yeah, I know Bill Gardner well. Yeah. Bill was a good man. He was Prince Reardon's brother-in-law. He was married to his sister. Yeah, Bill was a good man. He was all right. He was old school. A lot of things they say about him, but he was a tough fucker, Bill. He was a nice bloke. He's not in good health now. Like, you know, obviously he's getting on. But yeah, I know Bill Gardner. I know all them. And they was, you looked up to them when he was a fucking kid. But some of the people you met, he never disappointed me. He's a good man with good morals. Love the bloke. There goes.
Hey, Jeff, Coke here.
Alright, Coke, go on, mate.
See you, mate.
I did a few battles in the past.
A few battles in my, you know, when I was younger.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what's the hardest battle, the fight that you've ever had that you really thought you couldn't win, but you did.
Well, I think that'd be the one that I described earlier. I thought the hardest battle as a band that thought that we couldn't win. Birmingham.
Was that the Aston Villa thing?
Yeah, at Birmingham.
Yeah.
That definitely was. And there was one hard battle as well, apart from that, which was football, which I thought we couldn't win, which was 1980. That was what 1980 was a year for it. But I remember there was 1980, West Ham had played Liverpool in the Charity Shield. You know, you're young and full of it. And we got beat at Wembley by Liverpool. And I went back to Trafalgar Square, because I thought, oh, the West Ham, we'd won the cup a few months, they'd all be in Trafalgar Square. Well, I got back to Euston Station, there was about 6 of us, there was only 15, 16, and they used to have the first day of the League Cup on that game, and Millwall had played Watford. And when we got back to Spain, there was fucking 300 fucking Millwall geezers. Geezer knew he come round out, and he went, his nose out, he went, Millwall are here stink, he went, one of them's just nutted me. I went, well, shut your fucking mouth, we can't do nothing. We'll get round to fucking Trafalgar Square, there'll all be West Ham there. Well, wait, I got round to fucking Trafalgar Square, there's no cunt there, 6 of us. I thought, fuck this. I'll get that Millwall up there too, they come look at it. They batted down about 300-400 handed, down the fucking, so we're standing on the corner, just by Nelson's column, and it goes like that by fucking Charing Cross Station. There's a fucking boozer there, there's West Ham people in there in scarves and that. Well, they fucking put the windows through this fucking boozer, and they're fucking swinging geezers like West Ham scarves and like proper giving it to them. Standing there getting filming, thinking when are our fucking boys going to show, when they don't know who we are. So in the end we started mobbing up, started getting more and more, till it was about 120, 130 of us on this corner. Like, and we went, we'll fucking have it with them. It's a true story. They come round one side, there was about fucking 250, 300, it was outnumbered by about 2 to 1. So we got them, they've come to us like that, it's fucking all or nothing now. And as we got from here, we're about that table away, Millwall turned around and they backed, they had it on their toes, and they left about fucking 10 stragglers, and we just fought our way through, and they fucking dispersed everywhere, and I thought we was going to get, they're a great firm, Millwall, don't worry, but on that day, on that one-on-one, they fucking turned around and they had it on their fucking toes, and that was one where I thought we was really going to fucking cop it. So I would say that and Birmingham, 2 battles I thought we was going to lose, we turned the tables around.
Yeah, I had a similar thing in Trafalgar Square with some English cunts.
Love it. I met plenty of English cunts as well, cunt.
Alright, Jeff. Yeah, John Jock here.
Alright, Jock, yeah.
Jeff, how you doing, my friend? I got a wee story here. Can you please tell me the story about Mickey kicking Billy Idol's backside?
Oh, Billy Idol! Oh, yeah, fuck that. Oh, him. We was walking along Bond Street, me and my brother Mickey. Well, and I love Generation X, and we was walking along, you know, as a kid, someone cut you just turn on, I go, oh mate, yeah, how's it going, and all that. And then, I remember he was walking along that fake sneer, and he was eating an ice cream, fucking ice cream anyway, right. So, he's walking along eating this ice cream, like, we're walking along, I went, fucking man, that's just fucking Billy Idol there, like you do. And he goes, all right, Bill, how's it going, all right? I just looked at him with that sneer, so I'm like, who the fuck are you? Started walking up like that. I said, you ain't having that, are you? You ain't having that? He went, you fucking cunt, I ain't having that. He went up to him, pulled him by the fucking neck, and he went, crack, he kicked the cunt right up the arse, right there. He went, you fucking black me, you fucking peroxide cunt. He said, I'll fucking kill you. He's kicking him up the arse. He's trying to hop along like that Billy Idol, and he's got his ice cream in the fucking other hand. It was fucking priceless. I said, mate, you've done some fucking wrong things. I said, but that is an absolutely belter, yeah. And he fucking, and all the dust was coming out of his pants. He goes, you fucking cunt, don't blame me. That was Billy Idol, wild youth, yeah. He wants a wild decade.
Got time for a couple more questions, anyone else?
Yeah, good man, good sir, yep.
Good by Upton Park.
Yeah. Go on.
Great video.
Yeah, fantastic.
Ripped the heart out of it, but you said earlier on, you half answered the question that the club didn't really want you being associated with it. How did it come about when you played the centre circle at the last game for West Ham? Did you approach the club, or how did you actually come about playing that?
We was approached. I mean, we'd already. I had a song because I think it was just after 2012 they announced that they was going to fucking sell the ground and we was going to go to that rotten athletic stadium. So I already had a song called Goodbye Upton Park, and we recorded it. And I think the last game obviously was going to be in May. About February, we was approached by, I don't know, some media fucking thing or something, who was working on behalf, getting the last night together, and they said, would you play? I went, of course we'd fucking play. But the hierarchy then fucking went and said, Gold, Sullivan and Brady, they didn't want it, because I'd always been vocal, fucking right. And so we don't want to move to an athletic stadium, it's fucking bullshit. They're selling that fucking ground up for £100 million, whatever it is, to put in their pocket. All the local businesses are fucked, the local pubs, to go to an athletic stadium because they think it looks good. Oh, look at us, we've got the Olympic Stadium. And they didn't want it, but the people who was doing the event, they said, yeah, they're sitting up bollocks. The region, they are the West End band. They said, forget about anyone else, they're the people. And there was kind of a younger element in there who knew that was there. So we went up in the February and we talked about this, and we talked about that, and they went, yeah, you're definitely going to do it. Well, the last game was supposed to be against Swansea on a Saturday afternoon, and we was going to do it, but as fate had it, Manchester United had a postponed European game, and it was moved to the Tuesday night. I thought that's better, beneath the lights. But when you got there, we got to the ground, we rehearsed there the night before, and then the Man United coach was delayed and it got attacked and all that, which was great, fucking brilliant. Like, that's not happening part. And then the thing is, the bullet was going on. Newham Council's got a thing where there can't be no noise after 11 o'clock. The game's kicked off an hour late. We might not be able to fucking get there and make it onto the stage. I thought, well, fuck this, like, bollocks. Like, it could happen, it could not. But in the end, as I said, everything went to plan. It was pissing down the rain. We beat Man United 3-2, and we was the people to be in that place. If I had heard Iron Maiden was going to do it, then that would have been me. I would have fucked up. But it's, and we got that, and I think that was fitting really, because for that rotten club, I don't mean it's a rotten fucking club who sold us down the rivers for fucking years and years and years and years, and I thought it was like, it was a good testament, like to pick someone. We've done thousands fucking great stuff for that club. Like, we played in places like, as I said, San Salvador, played in little places in Argentina. We played in Medellin, fucking Escobar's fucking hometown. And I thought, I wonder, and there's people there in West Ham shirts and all that. Not because what them cunts have ever done, but because of us. I've them around the fucking world than they ever fucking could, so fuck them. Alright, Kel.
Alright, a wee birdie put a word in my ear. Could you give us the wee story when you were a private detective?
Well, that was a bad one. I've done all sorts of jobs when the band weren't going. I mean, I was cleaning toilets for a while. I had an ice cream round for about 2 days, but I got chased off the estate because the fridge weren't working. And we were selling lollies to kids and they was melting. So we got changed off. Then I had a geezer who I knew. He called me, he said, I've got some rich old bird. He said, she thinks her husband's having an affair. He said, she wants private detectives. She said, but she can't afford them. So he put me and my mate's name up. Said, would you go and spy for this woman? I said, well, what's she paying? I said, well, he said, what do you want? I said, well, tell them we want 500 quid each. We're going to spy on the old cunt. Which I was never going to grass him anyway. So we drove up somewhere in northwest London, pulled into a thing. I said, let's buy one of them £7 throwaway cameras. I said, we're going to follow this cunt. This should be a lot. So we drove up waiting outside his house. Now I hate the old Bill and I'm not snide. See this little old Paddy, he come out, bowling out, looked around like that, got in his fucking car. I said, mate, let's follow the geezer. This should be funny. So we fucking followed him, fucking drove round a few roads. He's keeping thingy. Got to this fucking house, got in there, seen, he looked around like that, little old geezer. When I knocked on the door, some fucking blonde bird with a big pair of fucking has come out, like, put her arm round him. They've gone back into the house. And I went, he's a fucking boy, this one, isn't he? I went, he's fucking great. So I said, what are we going to do? We went, well, we're not going to grass him, good luck with him. We went and sat over the park. Went and sat over the park, and all that. I said, look, we've got to do a fucking few hours. She's texting us, ringing up, where's my fucking husband? Where is he? Have you found him? Don't know where he is, love. I ain't got a fucking clue. She just kept on and on and on and on and on. I said, we can't find him. I said, he trapped us at a set of traffic lights and he's fucked off. Well, now she's going, Garrett, him and going, you ain't real fucking private detectives, you're fucking this, you're fucking that, I ain't paying you nothing. I went, well, unfortunately, love, I said, we want 500 quid each, that's the way it is. I said, we're going to get it. I said, because we get it off the geezer, you put us onto it and you've got to pay. I said, so that's the way. I said, and by the way, I said, your old man, your husband, I said, he's pumping a fucking blonde bird with big tits, but I'm never going to tell you where he fucking lives. So you lost both ways. And that was me as Columbo, then it was finished.
I'm just going to ask you, obviously your song, fucking oi oi oi, all the rest of it, right? Do you think you were the forerunners of the oi movement? Kind of, you've got like Cockney, you've got business, everybody does the same, and they're all West Ham, by the way.
No, they're not West Ham, that's the fucking thing, they say they're West Ham. They're not West Ham. Like, we're the true West Ham, but, and I think a lot, but look, nothing against the business Cockspur, we were the originals.
That's what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you're right.
The
business, okay, we all start the business. We had one geezer, Nicky Fitz, God rest his soul, right? The rest of them didn't support West Ham, he said he did, but I knew everyone who was who at West Ham as a kid. Older boy, I never see him there. I would have fucking known him. So it's convenient to say West Ham. Cockspur, they're nice blokes. They might have said they're West Ham and all that. They had a photo shoot once, years ago. Nobody really wanted to know in the 70s. Nobody wanted to do. They went away, right? And they're outside the West Ham gate, sitting like that. And they've got the geezer in the middle, outside the West Ham gate. Gary Leming, who I spoke about earlier, who was their first guitarist. Cunt was Millwall. Season ticket holder. Now he's popping out, was in the football, maybe the singer was, popping outside in 1977, the gates of West Ham. Well, that's fucking, that ain't on, it's fucking Millwall. It's like me, I wouldn't have gone and posed over at Millwall's ground at the fucking, no. So it's bull. We was the one, and we did, we got the scars to prove it. We was the ones who was involved on the terraces with the boys, and all come along afterwards and that make you think to go, Dave, Bobby Moore, whatever, fuck off mate, you're not true. And that's it, and I've got to be honest about that. And you got this new lot.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, this booze and glory. What the fuck is that all about? Like, you know what I mean? The Polish guys and they go, Via West End. They played with us once in France and had a bass player. We went to see Marseille's ground. So I'm standing there and I thought he knows about West Ham, this geezer. And they go, oh, we're West Ham, booze and glory hammers. I went, yeah, fucking hell, I said we're better. And I'm talking about Sam Allardyce at saying, that fucking cunt, he's got to fuck off. And that right back who's got the fucking somewhere, looked at me as if I was fucking from Mars. He didn't have a fucking clue what I was talking about. And I thought, oh, hang on, if you're really West Ham and you're involved, I'm just making chat here. You should fucking know. And there's a lot of it is bandwagon jumping. That's the UF
Just
thing.
what it says, that a bandwagon thing then.
Of course, I think a lot of it, but the thing with the UF thing, and I've got to be quick. Thing with the UF thing, right? It got moved into this movement, and I hate fucking movements. The origination of Oi music was that song, Oi Oi Oi. Now, that started back in early 1980. We first went on tour. We played a gig in Leeds, right? And the New Music News or whatever it is wrote a review of the Rejects. They slagged us off. It was funny. And they said the only 3 words the singer could muster between songs was Oi Oi Oi. And we thought that was funny. So we done a song called Oi Oi Oi. Gary Bushell, God bless him, put in his thing, I'm going to make an Oi movement. We do an Oi album. And that was for me, stop the ride, I want to get off. And everybody, oh, we're an Oi, but we're nothing. But I knew we was going to get legged in with it. So I don't mind getting on stage and going, Oi, because we was the ones who started it. But if you want to go back to an Oi band, fucking AC/DC. You know what I mean? On their first album, I think it's TNT, and they're going, Oi. You know, things like with the glitter band stuff. Well, no, I don't want to mention him, but, you know, and then we took it to another thing. But yeah, to answer your question, if that is the genre, then we were the godfathers of it, and we started it, you know? And
That's all
fair.
right.
Yeah, thank you.
One more question before I go.
Yeah.
Circa 1985, right? You never seen an English fucking football fan in Scotland, ever. And all of a sudden, right, we did the Scotland-England game, and all of a sudden we were in a pub, and fucking West Ham attacked it in 1985, I think it was. Were you there?
No. Definitely not. And even if I had been, you know I would have said no. I said earlier in that time, I was in the hippie phase there, trying to write fucking hippie songs, and I wouldn't have been anywhere near the football. Thank you.
I think on that note we'll accept Jeff's citizens and a really big fucking round of applause because he's been absolutely astounding.
Thank you very much. That's a pleasure. Thank you. Good. Thank you. And great questions as well. Everyone who come here tonight, bottom of the art. Thanks very much. Good. Thank you. Well done, mate. Thank you very much. Good. Thank you.